This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, Moon Knight Episode 3 review, plus we react to the first Thor Love and Thunder teaser trailer. Stranger Things Season 4 gets a trailer. Get ready for some changes over at DC Entertainment. And we remember the great, hilarious Gilbert Gottfried. All that and more in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Monday, April 18th, 2022.
Hi, this is Gilbert Gottfried, and you're listening to the Jock and Nerd Podcast. Why? I don't know.
Check one. All right, this is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up.
Jock it, we nerd it. We funny, disturb it. We jock it, we nerd it. We spoiler alert. Oh yeah!
Hello, listener. Welcome to the Jock and Nerd Podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero, TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's the nerd.
And joining us all the way from Asgard, it's Bor, the God Borer, but we call him Rug Boy.
That's very insulting.
I thought you were going to go with the easy layup and go from Asgard.
Yeah.
Oh, he puts the ass in Asgard. Oh, that was a layup.
Yeah. You usually tee those
I
up
never
really well.
guard my ass. I protest that.
Yes.
My ass is always open for business.
Or you could have called him Bor the Ass Butcher.
Bor the Ass Butcher. There it is. I was looking for it. See, I should have workshopped this before we recorded, but
let's just do it live.
Over. Okay.
Yeah.
Joining us, Bor the Ass Butcher. What's up,
From Asgard.
From Asgard. He puts the ass in Asgard. Okay, boo. This is all done.
Lame.
We've ruined the entire joke. Wonderful.
Good.
Yes.
Good. I like when I ruin what you
Thanks
think
for
you've put hours upon hours.
And you
of
called
thought
me
into.
boring, and I don't like that. I might be dumb, but I'm not boring.
All right, look, maybe that opening joke was a little hard on you, Ruggs, but you have thick felt. You should be able to handle it. Enough of this.
All right, it's fine.
Enough of this bullshit. We got some teaser trailers to talk about.
Now I'm going to be boring on purpose.
Nerd Podcast.
Son of a bitch, sabotaged the show. Just because I called you Bor the Ass Butcher. God, Bor.
I don't know. Just
Anyways, that joke is dead.
let's let it go now.
And the reason I made that joke because, oh my God, guys.
So wait, what? Let's hear it.
Finally out. The thing
Penis?
we've been waiting. Yes. No, I put that back in because the cops were sent.
Who's butchering ass?
Nobody's butchering ass. I'm talking about the first teaser trailer for Thor, Love, and Thunder dropped by Marvel. Finally.
Is it really a trailer or a teaser?
It's a teaser. It's the official teaser. It's only like a minute and a half? Yeah.
Minute 20, yeah, minute 30.
So, but this thing is a lot of fun, from the Sweet Child of Mine, Guns N' Roses music track to some of the humor and some of the crazy shit we see in here. Anthony,
Geek Boner.
Floppy Jock.
what'd you enjoy about this? What do you make of this?
First off, are you satisfied, Emron? Are you okay?
Yes.
You've been on basically, I don't know what we would call it, but you've been on some sort of list.
Yeah.
Well, you've been on a list for we're going to have to report you to the cops or psych ward because you've been just freaking out about the fact that there's no trailers. So you finally got something, Emron.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm sure Taika Waititi was thinking about you when he released it today. And
Where were you today, Amron, when you heard the news?
Oh God, where was I? I was
hopefully
you were
not
finally
standing
able
up.
to release.
Yeah.
I was on the shitter just releasing, and then I saw it, and it made me release more. Okay, anyways, no, look.
Yikes.
I'm glad, look, it's coming out July 8th. It's very close to the movie. We get our first look. I'm very excited.
Yeah. I like it. In the lieu of the 80s that 80s track I've been on. It's in Taika Waititi, as we know from Thor Ragnarok, has incorporated a lot of that 80s synth stuff, and he's doing another kind of an 80s song here, Motley Crue, right?
No, Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses,
Anthony.
sorry.
Come on.
Whatever the hell they are. Hair bands. Have one, have them all. Anyways, it's good. It's got the Jack Kirby-esque vibes, again, that he's liked in Thor Ragnarok. We get a little bit of a tease at the end. It seems very Thor-focused, as in male Thor.
Yeah.
more so than I thought the first trailer would be. But maybe this movie's, I don't know. Maybe the movie's a little more
just
Thor.
a
Maybe it's
teaser.
more balanced. Yeah, it's tough to tell. But overall, I liked the vibe and looks fun.
Ruggs, what'd you think of this whole, like, I kind of dig, like, Thor he just wants to fucking bro out with Korg in the universe and just hang out and fucking smoke weed.
He's on his chariot, his little boat that's pulled by goats.
Yeah,
and
got
he's
the
making
goats.
out with some chick with blue hair.
Yeah, pirate girl.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan. I mean, this trailer is obviously, it's not really a trailer. It's like a little peek. Little tease.
I mean, they're leaving out the big, conflict that we're going to see. But,
right.
Holy God, Natalie Portman, Jane Foster Thor, dude, she's got guns. She looks great. I thought that looked great. What'd you think of that at the end?
I wasn't, like, blown away, but I was like, okay, well, she looks like she's wearing the costume from the comics, at least, She looks like she... whatever they did, you think it's prosthetics or she actually worked out? We saw a picture of her like that was candid that she looked like she had been working out a little bit.
Yeah, I think that shit is real.
Yeah, it looked like she filled out for sure, and I like that they have the helmet on her, and it'll be interesting because her and Chris Hemsworth had pretty much no chemistry whatsoever romantically.
That's a good point,
and seems like that's kind of the reason why they just wrote her out. So now to bring her back in, but have her maybe in a obviously a way different role in a different relationship. Maybe her and Chris Hemsworth can have some different chemistry. Maybe not romantic chemistry, but more of a team type chemistry
or rivalry.
Or
yeah.
rivalry.
Or
Yeah,
rivalry,
he's
yeah.
probably like surprised and maybe a little miffed also that she's worthy to hold this reformed Nolan arrow. It's got cracks. It got put back together somehow. It's not broken anymore.
Yeah, maybe he is attached to Mjolnir and not the other Stormbringer. So,
well, it looks like he abandons the Stormbreaker too. He walks away, and
it looks like he plants it, which
Yeah,
you remember
'cause it's
is
Groot.
made of a tree. Yeah.
it's Groot's arm.
Yeah.
It's his best friend's arm. So we're doing this whole storyline where Thor's got to find himself, find what makes him happy, and then
isn't he always finding himself?
but look at the character arc this guy's had from the first Thor movie, where he was super like egotistical and serious, and like look at him now.
And what's he like now?
I don't know. He doesn't know what to do. He's trying to go on a journey.
He just seems like I don't think he really grew that much. He always wanted to fuck around.
He's lost
do what
everything. He's lost everything, right?
Yeah, he just doesn't want to be Thor anymore because it's no fun.
He doesn't want to be fat Thor. He's working out with fucking battle chains.
I would say he's gone on a journey. He definitely doesn't want to be king. He always thought his life was to be king, and he doesn't really want that. It seems like they're hinting at that he doesn't even really want to fight anymore. Like there's a clip where he's with the Guardians and he just walks away.
Yeah,
that could be just edited that way, but it looks like he's walking away from the fight.
Right.
So
yeah.
I feel like it's one of those things where you circle back. You're like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. But then you really can't get it out of him. He really can't. That's what he is. He's a hero.
Yeah.
I mean,
he doesn't want a superhero. That's what he says. But yeah. No, I think that's as part of Thor's character a lot of times, though, in the comics is this guy that's a god, but doesn't really want to be a god, doesn't really want to be a superhero. He wants to hang out and drink beer, but he's also a good person. So he's got to come back to the fight.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Taika Waititi's style. You have most of the Guardians in this movie.
Yeah.
I wonder where that variant Gamora is. Maybe is she going to be in this? What's she doing? You see a quick peek of Russell Crowe as Zeus, and I have a feeling this Zeus is just going to be super cheesy because the whole thing looks fucking cheesy.
Well, it's Taika Waititi. It's going to be ridiculous.
I mean, they're serving up Zeus to be killed.
Oh, yes. Well, so he may be the first victim of Gore the God Butcher, the one person we don't see, right? Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher. They left that whole thing out. So they're mushing these two storylines. They have was it Jonathan Hickman who wrote that in the Thor?
Jason Aaron.
Jason Aaron and Assad Ribic doing Thor comics, Gore the God Butcher storyline. And there's a shot in here where they're standing in front of that spiky dead animal. That's like right from the third issue of that comic. And then you're mixing in the Jane Foster Thor where she has cancer, but being Thor holds the cancer off and makes her well. And they're mushing those two together. We'll see how that goes. I want to see what Gore looks like. This is also the first solo MCU character to get a fourth fucking movie. Geek boner. A fourth
solo movie.
Fourth solo movie. That's pretty amazing.
It's kind of a team pick, though. And
Yes,
so
it
was
is.
the second one. It was like a team up.
Yeah, it's an ensemble.
Yeah, it's not really a Thor movie per se. Like, it's got the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Got
I mean, it's
everybody.
his story, but I mean, it really is a whole ensemble cast.
I would compare it more to a Captain America Civil War, where it's a ensemble.
Yeah, a build-up ensemble.
Where it's a bunch of characters. It's Cap's probably got the main story, but it's also lots of other people he can lean on.
How much screen time did Cap have in Civil War?
Yeah, that's a good
Maybe
question.
like 20 minutes?
Maybe a
Oh,
third.
no, way more.
Well, we know Thor was hanging out with the Guardians the last time we saw him, right? He's all sad and fat, or he was still fat, and then he
He was
went.
fat, but he realized he didn't want to rule Asgard.
And you see Valkyrie wearing a suit looking bored as the ruler of Asgard. And you also see quick shot of like Asgard on Earth, and there's like cruise ships in the background. Like maybe it's a tourist destination and it's become just fucking ridiculous and nobody wants to be there. That could be interesting.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I think go in the minute 30 was a smart route because you don't reveal too much. You kind of just give us a taste of what it is, but then the end for not like all of us Marvel comic book fans we were anticipating Natalie Portman, but if you're just a casual fan, you're going, whoa, wait a minute. There's a female Thor, and then it ends like that.
It was a great button.
So it's a good hook.
Yes, great button, and it was just enough to like show me something new, show me something crazy. And I mean, this was announced in 2019 at Comic-Con. Remember? She was on fucking stage, and Kevin Feige gave her the hammer. We're waiting for this since 2019, but they don't give away the main story. So I think after Doctor Strange comes out, they could put out a full trailer. See how much. Also, this whole thing about God butchering, this show we're watching, Moon Knight. There's a lot of gods in this show. Dude,
A lot of gods in the Marvel Universe.
A lot of gods in the Marvel Universe.
And they got a god problem.
And Gore is going to take care of it. And
I think that's a
take
great
one.
idea. Get rid of all these fucking gods.
So I wonder if
Too
there's
many.
going to be any connection with Thor and Moon Knight with like the gods and the God Butcher or something. I don't know.
The internet is going crazy over Natalie Portman's arm.
Dude, she's jacked. She looks great.
Remember when Jessica Biel got jacked for Blade?
For the Blade Trinity, was it?
Yeah. It's like the same energy.
Yeah.
I
don't really remember her being that jacked. Also, this shot at the end is weird because they're in a fight and there's creatures around them, but there's also a car behind her. So, like, this is clearly on Earth. I don't know what's going on.
Do you like Thor's colorful outfit when they show it?
Well, I kind of love his, red vest and T-shirt. And I like Korg's outfit. Did you see what he's wearing? He's got, like, crazy Harlequin pants.
Well, I was referring to the shot where he's wearing the gold, blue, and red costume
with the circles.
But there is that there is that costume. There is that shot of him in a vest and a red hat, which is what I think Vincent D'Onofrio was wearing in Creatures of the Third Encounter or whatever the fuck that movie's called.
That's what he's doing.
He just looks like Bret Michaels.
He does. He looks like a pro wrestler. Absolutely.
The hat says Strongest Avenger on it.
Oh, that's right. He's kind of like ripping off like Peter Quill's look there a little bit too. And I love like Peter Quill rolling his eyes at him as he throws the jacket off and he's all like, here I am. A lot of fun stuff just in this little 1 minute.
It'll be silly and not super serious, but then have some underlying seriousness to it, similar to how Thor Ragnarok was.
Right. Big things happened in that movie and there was lots of jokes, sometimes right after big things happening. So, you know what? I can't wait to see more Taika Waititi Thor stuff. Like, it's fun. Yeah, no, I'm looking at this new costume with the circles and there's gold and blue. Yeah, it's all right. It's not bad. I don't know. It's an upgrade. There's a new poster. The poster's not bad. It looks like a sci-fi painting from back in the day. Ruggs, what do you think of this? It's kind of a cool.
Looks like a little Boris Vallejo action.
Yeah, a little Frank Frazetta, Boris Vallejo. The tagline is the one and only Thor.
Right. Yeah, it looks pretty legit. The thing about Thor had the great visuals all the time. Like, Thor always looked great. Like, every costume, every version of Thor has always been pretty cool.
Oh, here's the other theory. So there's that one shot where it's looking down. You see Korg on the right and Thor in the middle, and it's a weird off-center shot. There's a big space on the left. Big empty space. You know what that means when you see big, awkward, weird compositions in these trailers.
Hulk?
I have to correct myself.
Yeah.
I meant to reference Vincent D'Onofrio was not in that movie, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It was Adventures in Babysitting.
Oh, that one where he plays a guy named Thor
Right. The guy walks. He comes in, and the girl thinks he's Thor.
Yes. Oh, I get it. That's actually really great. The Adventures in Babysitting reference.
Yeah.
No, like there people CGI'd out of this trailer. Rumors of Beta Ray Bill.
There's rumors that there's going to be a bunch of different Thors fighting.
Thor variants.
Right.
Oh, that would be
Because
Beta
there's
Ray
another
Bill, right?
Thor in the comics. I think his name's Steve Masterson.
Oh, Thor Steve. Yes. No, I don't.
Right. I believe that's his name.
Yeah.
Steve Masterson.
Okay.
And I forget what version of Thor he becomes, but he becomes his own version too.
Oh. All right. So
forget
Do
if
you
it's
remember,
Steve
though,
Masterson.
in the 90s where Thor was kind of dressed like a weirdo for a while?
Yeah, they're referencing that too.
Yeah.
With the he wears a vest, a red vest.
Yeah. In the 80s and 90s, it was that 90s punk rock look. Something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, yeah, it's all got the DNA from the comics. It's not too bad.
I forgot what that fucking Thor version. I forget what his name was. Something Masterson.
Steve Masterson Thor. I don't even remember that, but maybe we'll see a bunch of Thors July 8th. Listener, let us know what you thought of this trailer. Join the conversation.
Eric Masterson.
Eric Masterson was another Thor. How is like he's worthy too?
He becomes Thunderstrike.
Oh, Thunderstrike from when was that? He had a ridiculous outfit, didn't he?
He was the one wearing the red vest.
Oh, he had the vest, yeah, and the 4 blue circles and like big knee shin guardy pads. Oh, Thunderstrike was a different Thor. How is everybody worthy all at the same time? What the fuck?
Multiverse, baby.
Oh, I guess another universe. So yeah, with these multiverse shenanigans, you don't know. Maybe that's what they're going to reveal after Doctor Strange comes out, and the multiverse is even more established or whatever.
Oh, I love Motley Crue. Oh, sweet child
Guns
of mine.
N' Roses.
Guns N'
Yeah,
Roses.
it's Guns N' Roses.
Poison?
Sweet Child of Mine is by
Poison,
Guns N'
right?
Roses. It's all hair metal.
Yeah. It's not Poison?
No, it's not Poison.
Shit.
It's not Rat. It is Guns N'. Listener, join our Facebook group. That's what I was saying.
Sweet child of mine.
Called the Jock and Nerd Nation. And you can give Anthony shit about not knowing who Guns N' Roses is in there. It's a closed
Which one is who's the
group.
lead of Guns N' Roses?
That would be Axl Rose, and you got Slash, the guitar player,
Slash,
and I don't know
okay.
the other two fucking guys' names. I
And
forgot.
then who led Motley Crue?
That was
Vince Neil.
Vince Neil, and that was Tommy
Lee, yeah.
Tommy Lee from Pam and Tommy playing drums.
There you go.
That's
It's
right.
confusing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's all the same thing.
Girls. Which one's that one?
That's Motley Crue.
Okay.
Okay,
all right.
see, you know that one.
I know the songs. I just don't know which hair band it's part of.
You know what? There's music that I'm like the same way like that. So I'm not. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. It does kind of blend together. But come on,
as Chris Tucker would say in Rush Hour, all y'all look alike.
oh yeah, which one of y'all hit me? But Guns N' Roses fans get mad when you pull that shit on them. I'll
I'm
tell you that
sure.
much.
I'm sure someone's gonna shoot me.
Yeah, so they're like, "Fuck you, Axl Rose is the greatest." Facebook group, blah blah blah, closed, exclusive. I post Moon Knight spoiler threads every week for every episode, so you can get your spoils on there. Link in the show notes. Okay, let's move on to this next trailer. Finally, again, after many years, we have a first look at Stranger Things season 4. When did the last season come out? Like 12 years ago?
1965.
I think it was actually in the 60s. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't a period show.
Yeah, Millie Bobby Brown is now drinking age.
I'm going to be upfront. I haven't seen any of the Stranger Things other than 5 minutes of the first episode, so I did not watch the trailer.
I figured you weren't a Stranger Things guy. I know Ruggs is. I'm into the Stranger Things. Ruggs,
So you guys have the floor.
we'll take this. We'll clear this up real quick. Ruggs, what'd you think of season 4, first look at Stranger Things?
It looks pretty epic. It looks like there's like a new bad guy.
That's a guy from Dungeons and Dragons, apparently. Like an actual
is it?
character, yeah. But this is the guy that controls the Upside Down. Like, this is the guy.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I don't know what the name of the guy is, but like it looks like pretty intimidating makeup and the setup. And it, I think 11 doesn't have her powers, so there's like a lot of high stakes going on. So
These kids are getting old, though.
yeah,
They're quite.
and the girl lost her brother.
Oh,
at
right.
the end. Yeah, so there might be some brother ghosts shit going on.
The redhead girl's levitating at one point, like fucking Jean Grey. I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on there. Also, I heard Barbara will be back in some capacity. Maybe she's possessed. Barb, yes.
Yeah.
Barb we haven't seen for like 2 seasons.
This trailer was pretty cool. I thought the trailer was like, okay, it got me hyped for it. I was like, oh shit.
I forgot what happened.
He gets excited?
Yeah, he actually got excited for something, which is why I was surprised.
In Stranger Things it's a fun show to watch. It's got a little bit of that nostalgia in there. It feels like you're watching a Spielbergian type thing.
You got Hopper in Russia trying to get out or something.
Yeah,
I don't know what's happening there.
I'm all about that. I wasn't like blown away by the last season, but I still thought it was kind of a good little getaway. So I'm looking forward to this.
Steve, the guy playing Steve, was in Free Guy. That's where I was like, where have I seen this guy before? And then I realized it was Steve. He was good in Free Guy. Steve. So should this show, I feel like this season, maybe they should wrap this show up.
Yeah, it definitely should stop here.
Here's the thing. They're not. There is one more final season coming out. It will be 5 seasons long.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, but these kids are getting old. They need to wrap this shit up. That's
a little long, but it's okay.
Also, interesting release strategy this time for the Stranger Things. On May 27th, they're going to release the first 5 episodes. Then on July 1st, they are dropping the second 5 episodes. I feel like they are experimenting with trying to get the buzz to last longer.
That's a good idea.
I think that's a good idea. I think that's an interesting play because it'll get you to. They did it with the He-Man show. I haven't seen them do it with any other show.
Well, you know what's happening here? Netflix thought they figured out how to release TV shows. They changed the game and went, we're just going to release everything at once.
Yeah, but now it's gone back.
Now Amazon and Disney are doing it, and they're going,
and Hulu.
No, wait, we got to and Hulu, and they're going, we need to extend the buzz.
Yeah, when they were the only game in town,
they could do this.
And they were like, oh, we can binge here. We can't do it anywhere else.
Yep.
Then
that was the
cool.
thing. That was their calling card. You could binge everything, but now binging is still fun. People like to binge, but having that cachet of that conversation lasting for weeks upon weeks,
you don't get that,
means more.
I think we're getting sick of binging, though. Like, I don't really binge often.
At some point, you can't. It's not. I don't think you can sustain this.
I feel like I do more like daily watches than binges. Like, I'll like watch an episode of something every day for like a week. You know, it'll. So if it's like a 10 episode show, it'll take me 10 days. Sure. It'll last. And sometimes I don't do it maybe I'll do it 2 days out of the week. Or 3 days out of the week, I'll watch something, so it lasts a little longer. But the only thing that I do binge are very short, like half-hour shows, like something like Ted Lasso or something like that. Like, it was just,
you could do a couple but you're creating your own schedule, and realistically, like, you need time. It's nice to think about something for a little bit before having to get right into the next thing, right? Even that day will give you enough time to think about it, sit on it, and then you're like, okay, let's get back into this. Like, sometimes watching it all at once, I just forget a lot of things that were really cool that should have had more impact. But
see, I prefer the binge.
You do prefer the binge.
I prefer the binge, but now that we're on the I don't know what the hell end of COVID we're at. Yeah. I just don't have the time to binge.
Right.
So the weekly thing just works better for my schedule. See? But if I had unlimited time, binging would be
just watch all of it. Yeah, every other streaming service now is doing a weekly release, and the conversation around these shows.
Disney,
lasts.
It's Marvel when they went back to when doing it like that way, and I know Amazon was doing it too. It's just that again, that weekly conversation really helps. That social media buzz week.
And then if you have shows planned to come right after another, it just keeps rolling, right? You keep this momentum going. They've been doing that well.
The thing about Amazon is like Amazon shows are like, they sneak up on you.
Right.
Like, remember Jack Reacher came out, and then it took like 2 or 3 weeks for everybody to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and they dumped it out too. I don't think they
dump it out. I watched that shit in like 2 or 3 days, and then it was done.
But even most Amazon shows, even when they or any other shows where they try and like do this like weekly release, it takes a while for people to even know that they're on. Like with Marvel shows, they're just so high profile that everybody's waiting to tune in as soon as they drop. So they can get that buzz from week to week. So they really knew how to like maximize that better than anybody else.
So
absolutely.
We're going to have Geek Content Overload on May 27th. Here's why. On Disney, they have pushed back the premiere of the Obi-Wan show from May 25th to May 27th, 2 days. And they're also going to drop the first 2 episodes of the 6-episode series on May 27th. So on May 27th, you will have 2 hours of Obi-Wan to watch and 5 hours of Stranger Things to watch. Ruggs, what do you watch first?
Oh, I'm going to watch Obi-Wan first.
That was my answer too. I was like,
and then
I'll
definitely
watch the Obi-Wan first.
Watch Stranger Things in doses.
And I know Anthony's answer. He's not going to fucking watch Stranger Things, so that's...
And I'm only watching Obi-Wan because I have to.
Yes, because it's the next show.
Well, it's because it's the one we're probably going to be reviewing week to week. So fucking hell.
Well, we will do. We'll do our quick reactions to the half season of Stranger Things. Yeah, this is interesting strategy. We'll see if they can sustain a little more buzz. May 27th is going to be a lot of shit to watch. The next bit I want to discuss. Last week we talked about the $43 billion merger of Warner Media and Discovery. It's now called Warner Brothers Discovery, run by CEO David Zaslav. And there's an article from Variety. Give us the TLDR. Yeah, it gives you a little more information. Zaslav has been holding meetings with people of interest. He wants to increase DC Entertainment's profile and profits under the Discovery banner. Basically, he's looking at film, television, comics, and video games in an attempt to bring their label, quote, better alignment. So he's...
Yeah, can I expand on that real quick?
Yeah.
Basically, what he wants to do, and I said basically.
Basically.
What he wants to do is similar to what Marvel's doing, where they had all their entertainment under one
banner
studio, one banner, one guy running it, similar to Faihi. Although I don't know if the video games are under the same banner, but that's what he wants to do, because you have all these disparate things where you have TV shows being made and movies being made and video games being made, but none of it's actually under the same guy that's doing everything. So they want to have a little bit more. They want to consolidate everything so that there's just a similar tone to everything, just like Marvel.
So he's looking to hire a dude. He's looking to hire a Kevin Feige. They also want, it says in this article, to, quote, revitalize characters like Superman, and, quote, they want more movies like Joker. Ruggs, what do you think of this direction? Is Zaslav heading in the right direction?
There's nowhere to go but up.
I guess.
I mean, it's true. Like, DC's being run haphazardly. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss. They miss more than they hit. There is shit all over the place that doesn't jive well with. They'll be contradicting each other. They have like 3 Jokers already. Universes that are, I don't know. Like, what do? You see Marvel's universe thing is panning out for them on a large scale because everything's interconnected, everything's intertwined, all that stuff. They probably want that because 100%. It's built in. Like, it's built in. Like, if you're a completist, you can't let a movie come out and not see it, even if it's not something that you're interested in, because it's part of the universe. It might add some dimension, like Eternals. Like, who would have thought that anybody would have fucking watched Eternals?
Right.
Like, the most boring concept of all time. All right. And so, but they made it work. They made it like a topic of conversation, a whatever. So DC wants that. They have to make it happen. They need somebody to shepherd all this stuff, someone to approve and to curate all this stuff. They don't have someone to do that. They need somebody who knows the comics, knows what to avoid. Like, I think that DC's been very liberal, which is nice artistically, but at the same time, all this artistic freedom is only maybe manicured about 3 or 4 good movies.
Yeah, maybe. Right. Yeah, it's been too liberal. Anthony, what do? You're Zaslav. Look, you got this whole CW DC universe that it's its own fucking whole thing over there. And then you come out with Peacemaker, which I think was a huge success, showing what you can do. We've talked about James Gunn is not the guy, but maybe he's half the guy. Maybe he's the guy for his lane, and then they pair him with someone else to do this. How do you do this?
Well, I mean, he's completely right. The guy, DC, that wing of what Warner Brothers Discovery is now, it should be in line with what Marvel is for Disney. It should be a huge moneymaker that has a ton of cachet that they can count on, that they can roll out as much content as possible with all the different characters they have, because they have just as big a catalog.
Yep.
They have just as much history. They have just as much cachet. They just haven't capitalized consistently. So I think they need someone to run it. I think they need someone to run. I don't know if you need, for instance, someone as ingrained in you need someone that has the knowledge of the comics, but I don't know if you need someone that is going to make every call. I think you need someone that's going to know what the comics are, know what the core competencies of all the characters are, and then hire the right people. You need someone that's going to know who to hire.
Yeah, 5G is good at that.
You need someone that's pairing people up, pairing up James Gunn with a Peacemaker, pairing up talented up and coming directors,
the right project,
good casts with the right project,
and the right script. Yeah,
you
right.
just
and
need
then,
like a master producer.
Yep.
I mean,
exactly.
Star Wars
picture
is
guy.
doing that. Star Wars is doing that a little bit with Favreau and Filoni. Doesn't have to be one guy, but you generally come up with like a team of people that are on the same page, that complement each other, that can kind of handle shepherding this new era of DC.
I would stop unless they have some sort of contract with CW. I would start to get away from the CW stuff.
Yeah, they need
I'd really start to consolidate everything under. I know that the guy before
Walter Hamada.
Hamada was all about making all sorts of different characters and making all different versions of characters. I don't know if that's necessarily the smartest idea, but I think you really got to make a play. Try to get back into the shared universe game and really see if you can do it.
Like, think about it. They have CW, and then they have the cable stuff, the HBO Max stuff, like the Titans or the Titans or whatever.
They have all that darker adult stuff.
And they don't jive with each other.
No, they don't.
Then you got the movies, and then you got like how many versions of Batman you're going to have? You have a Gotham.
Yeah,
you have,
that's the problem.
You have Batman and Titans.
Well, they're doing a show where Batman is dead and the Bat family is running Gotham. Like, they're doing a Gotham. I think they're doing a show like that, and like this is all necessary. So wait, this brings me to my next question: do they need an anchor character? And it shouldn't be Batman. Like, it should be a nice Superman to be your anchor character to grow all this shit.
You're talking about like an Iron Man?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I mean, they definitely need a guy. They need a character that people are going to resonate with, that people are really going to love. They had that. They had that with Wonder Woman and Gal Gadot. They just made a shitty follow-up.
Yeah, they did.
With Wonder Woman 84.
I would do this. You do the Superman origin movie
Again.
but it wouldn't be an origin movie per se. It would be like a movie of him being the hero of that universe. But in a few flashbacks and stuff, you can kind of flesh things out and like kind of set the tone, because even though you don't want to do the origin story again, you want to kind of set the tone for the universe of him being the first superhero, and all of a sudden all these other people came into the fold and blah, blah, blah. But then he has to leave Earth, and then he forms the Justice League to kind of like watch over the world as he's gone.
Okay.
And then well, he because if he's there, everything's fixed in 2 seconds. Right. But so eventually we could follow Superman in outer space where he's fucking taking on like cosmic shit.
Yeah, he's got space adventures.
Yeah. And that would be pretty cool. He would meet Lobo out there
With the
and
Green
fucking
Lantern
fight
Corps.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Green Lantern in there. Well, look, right now on the CW, Superman and Lois is the only good show that is left that they are doing. Realistically.
Yeah.
It's very good. The production is on another level. The show is fucking great. There was an episode. This is how good the show is, right? There was an episode at the beginning of the season where Superman brings his son and his like girlfriend home because they're doing homework, and then he has to leave because the submarine is sinking. So he saves the submarine. It's a North Korean submarine. He places it back on North Korea. He goes back to the U.S. government. The general's yelling at him. He's like, "You couldn't have brought that submarine over here? Yeah, it was a North Korean submarine. We could have got a lot of things." And then when he gets home, his Lois is yelling at him because the kid and the girlfriend started going at it, left him alone, and they were making out. And so he gets home, and now Lois is fucking yelling at him. And I was like, fucking Clark can't catch a break. He's helped to fucking saved all these people. Everyone's just yelling at him. I love that shit. Like, it was just really well done. I want to see that.
It's good.
I would have just like, see you later.
I would have Clark. I'm like, I don't have to take this shit. I'm super fucking man. I'm out. Bitch, I don't care what those kids do. I got to save the world. But it was a great like moment. I was like, this is like, he can't be a father. He just can't do anything right, and he's fucking Superman. So we'll see how much of a change this is going to impact. What is also interesting about this Variety article, at the end, the last paragraph says upcoming DC Films projects include, they mention Shazam, they mention Aquaman, they mention Black Adam, and they mention a third Wonder Woman. You notice something missing from this list of upcoming movies?
Flash.
Yes, they did not. They don't mention. And I'm like, what?
Not the right time.
What kind of PR fucking damage control?
They got to hold off on mentioning Flash.
They didn't even mention the Flash.
How mad are they at Ezra Miller right now?
I'm sure fucking Zaslav wants to just fire his ass.
Well, the thing is, I think that Flash movie was going to be their catalyst to really open this thing up again and really try.
And you were going to have Sasha Calle be the Supergirl was going to be the Superman, and then you would have Batwoman, Batgirl. They were going to take over as like the main. But
well, there was a lot of rumors they were going to retcon a lot of the stuff that was bad and really take just all the good stuff.
I wonder if all that changes. I wonder if that movie ever comes out.
DC's just cursed.
It's a fucking mess.
It just is.
It's a little bit of a mess.
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
You know what's not a mess, listener? Our wonderful podcast T-shirts and hoodies that we sell on our TeePublic shop. Visit jockandnerd.com/shop and you can get your own niche podcast apparel with the Rug Boy's face on it or the logo, old logo, new logo. There's mugs, cell phone cases, lots of fun stuff. There's always sales. Get some stuff, wear it out, and tell everyone you listen to this dumbass show. Okay, last thing in the news. I got to end, unfortunately, with a little bit of sad news.
Uh-oh.
We've lost another iconic comic. Not just that, another iconic comedian that has done a cameo for us. That's two now. I am talking, of course, about the great Gilbert Gottfried. Passed away earlier this week at age 67. You would have heard. I'm going to put his cameo opening for us at the beginning of the show. You heard his voice. There might be something afterwards at the end of the show, too, special. So keep listening. But apparently Gilbert was struggling, fighting muscular dystrophy a little bit. And 67 is young, but fuck, I love Gilbert Gottfried. The voice, the brutal, just savage jokes. Like he had a podcast that people love. Anthony, you just watched Beverly Hills Cop 2.
He's great in that.
Hilarious.
He's so fucking funny.
Hilarious.
When he picks up the phone, when they accuse him of having tickets.
Right, the parking tickets.
He's like, wait a minute, that's my wife's car. That's my wife's car. I pay my tickets. That's my wife's car. And he picks up the phone without even dialing it and just yells, bitch, and then hangs up the phone.
It's so funny. He's like, what if I put something else in your hand over here? It made you forget about what's over here.
Yeah. He's like, when they barge into his office and he goes, oh, please just ignore the fact that I have my door closed. And they're like, Gilbert Godfrey. He's like, yes, lucky guess. Or not Gilbert. They're like, Sidney Bernstein. He's like, yes, lucky guess. Because it's like on his door.
He's painting it out. You see it right on the door. Ruggs,
he's so
any
fucking
favorite Gilbert Gottfried memories you have?
I mean, he did all those roasts, and he was always brutal on those. And I got fond memories from the Howard Stern show because he was on it a lot. And he was like untamed on that thing. He was all over the place. And so he would do this thing. He would do Gilbert Gottfried Dracula. And that was fucking hilarious. He would do his Bela Lugosi impression. He did a lot of impressions, actually.
I mean, he is Iago, you can't forget
I was
that.
just going to say, as a child, besides Beverly Hills Cop 2, a lot of his influence on me was the terrible Problem Child movies, which I liked.
He was great in Problem Child.
And the fact that he was the parrot Iago in Aladdin.
I mean, you had Robin Williams, you had Gilbert Gottfried, just great voice performances, hilarious. There's a great clip floating around of him on Hollywood Squares where all the squares are taken. He's the last square. So each contestant keeps going back to him. And he's,
you fool!
Yes, and he's trolling them. He's like, trust me, I'm right on this. I know it's this. And they'll go, I'll agree. And he'll go, you fool! And it's not right. And it went back and forth like 4 times. It's the funniest fucking thing.
Well, the thing is, he had such a funny, he had a great voice.
Yeah, yes.
He had a distinct look, too. You just looked at him and you're like, that guy looks fucking
He's
funny.
always wincing. Like, the sun was in his eyes, and it's hilarious.
He had a quick wit.
Yes.
Really quick wit.
Well, the Hollywood Square stuff is all, like, improv, on the spot, and he was so funny. One of my other favorite Gilbert Gottfried bits is from The Cosby Show. Can I talk about The Cosby Show? Is it okay? Is that all right, everyone? Can we agree? We can talk about The Cosby Show.
Just don't let me cover my drink. Go ahead.
There you go. That's a good one. Oh, shit. It's the episode where Cliff takes Theo to buy a car, and they're dressing down, right? They wear sweats. He tells Theo, don't mention I'm a doctor. We're going to act poor. And they're at the dealership, and they get the deal, and the guy's not gouging him. And on their way out, Gilbert Gottfried comes in as one of Cliff's patients, and you just hear him go, Dr. Huxtable! Dr. Hux, what are you doing here? He's like, what are you...
I remember
He's
that.
like, what are you wearing? What is this? This guy, he drives, and he blows up his spot. It's the fucking funniest thing. It was so good.
I actually vividly do remember that.
Like, Dr. Huxtable! I'll never forget that. Rest in peace, Gilbert Gottfried. And
What a voice.
we'll always have this cameo along with the Norm Macdonald cameo, and
that cameo that we have of him is it actually does make me laugh.
right, it's always hilarious. Whenever he goes,
Why?
I don't know.
know.
So the Hollywood,
Hi, this is Gilbert Godfrey, and you're listening to the Jock and Nerd Podcast.
it's one of my favorite.
Why? I don't
It's
know.
my favorite celebrity drop.
Imran couldn't stop talking
That we had.
while you did that impression.
I know. He could not stop.
I didn't know you were going to do the whole fucking thing.
I was down for it.
Why? I don't know.
He's so funny. The Hollywood Reporter has this article that says Gilbert Gottfried leaves behind 200 hours of content on Cameo. He was like one of the top Cameo earners.
Big cameo guy.
And there's tons of stuff nobody's seen that is like buried on his Cameo page. Our Cameo being one of them. And he's funny in all of them.
And he was, he got to start, on SNL?
Was he on Saturday Night Live? That is good question.
He did not like it there at all.
He was probably
He was-
there
yeah, I
briefly.
see him he was on there.
He's probably
Yeah.
there one season and just like got the fuck out.
He was there 80 to 81.
Oh, shit.
12 episodes.
Oh, okay. So that's not even a full season. He must have not had a good time.
Yeah, he did that, then Thick of the Night, and then Cosby Show.
That was 87.
As far as TV shows.
Yeah. And then he's in Beverly Hills
Then
Cop
he went
2.
he went on a bunch of TV shows after that, but yeah.
But just great, iconic, hilarious roles.
Where would you rank Gilbert Godfrey in all-time comedians?
Oh, man.
Top 10?
I think he's in top 10. I would put him in top
5?
10.
I put him in top 5 roasters.
Roasters.
Okay, because that's a different breed of comedy. But yeah.
Insult comedians. Definitely top 5 insult comedians.
Absolutely.
He kind of got a second wind when the Comedy Central was doing their roasts.
Yeah.
And they would always bring him back on there.
But as a guest, like a talk show guest, or as like as a center square, or
he'll always deliver
a walk on part.
Yeah,
he always delivered.
Yeah.
Like he'd always steal the moment.
Well, he was Mr. Mitsiplik too in a DC cartoon, in the Superman cartoon. I think. Definitely top 10. He never not makes you laugh. You know, you hear his voice, you see him, and you just fucking smile. He's just got that charm.
Remember? Yeah, but he was the Aflac duck too.
Oh, he did do Aflac. That was
and
him.
then he made a joke about tsunamis, and then he got canceled.
He made a 9/11. He was the first one to make a 9/11 joke, like soon after 9/11. So
it's like a week after.
Yes, he didn't give a fuck, dude. Guy was fucking fearless and savage, and had great burns. That's what. And he was also like he could be clean and go on a game show on network television, and still be funny.
I mean, towards the end of his career, he was doing the roasts, but he was still on big stuff. Law and Order. He was on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's just doing the Sharknadoes.
He's doing the
Justice League movies.
Sharknadoes.
He's doing all sorts of shit.
Yeah, Gilbert was a great one.
Yeah, that's an all-timer.
We'll always have the cameo. You can hear him here. He lives on in the podcast.
Bitch!
All right, let's take a break here, play some promos. We got a new episode of Moon Knight to discuss right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Attention podcast listeners and YouTube watchers. I'm Logan, the host of Mostly Superheroes, a weekly pursuit for the world's best stories with an emphasis on live-action superhero stuff. Every week, join me, PC Mike, The Giggler, Scotty Scoop, and Carrie as we talk MCU, DCU, books, TV, movies, and more. MostlySuperheroes.com is where you want to be. Watch us on YouTube, listen where you get your podcast, and we'll see you Sunday on Patreon. Enjoy the rest of the show.
What's up, everybody? This is Mr. Throwback Thursday from the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast, along with my co-host Bill. Every Thursday, we bring you classic hip-hop.
Classic. Classic.
You know, all the good stuff, the stuff that you forgot about, the golden age, pre-golden age, back to the original era.
For all the pioneers, I'm going way back, way back, way back.
Each week, we bring you hip-hop headlines, so we let you know what's going on with your favorite artists from back in the day. We bring you Wu News. We dedicate an entire segment just to the Wu-Tang Clan every week.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
We bring you 2 records. One is a one and done. One is a record of the week. We give you an artist of the month. We give you all the classics.
Classic. Straight classic.
Come and check us out. Every week we're on iTunes, Stitcher, and at MrThrowbackThursday.com. And if you remember nothing else, always remember, new school stale, old school fresh.
And nerd.
Listener, if you enjoy the show, now is a really good time to join our fan club. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Jock and Nerd. There is a link in the show notes. You can sign up to our awesome fan club, support the show on a monthly or annual basis, and you get things. You get to be part of the community. Gotta say huge thank you to our latest $10 a month patron. It's Mr. Throwback Thursday, Jamie Robinson.
Oh, shit.
Here's how this happened, though. Remember, there's a whole little backstory that ended up with him giving us $10 a month. Remember when the episode we were talking about Bruce Willis and Bruce Willis movies?
Yeah.
And I may have said something to the effect of Hudson Hawk was widely regarded as the worst movie ever made for a while. Well, Jamie Robinson wrote in on our Facebook group, finally catching up, listening to last week's show. I have one thing to say to you, Imran. How dare you sully the name of Hudson Hawk?
Oh, shit.
Hudson Hawk is the greatest Bruce Willis, Danny Aiello film of all time. How can you not identify with a man who just wants a cup of coffee? I have to walk away from the show for a little while. You have saddened me. Good day, sir, is what he says. Now, I don't know if he's being sarcastic or if he's being serious.
You forked up $10.
Well, and that, you know what that is? That is the You Pick It movie tier. Guess what his movie pick is?
Dr. Zhivago.
It is not. It is Hudson Hawk. Now we have to watch it, and that, my friends, is how you generate revenue on a podcast. You just talk shit about people's movies that they love.
I feel like this is your thing now because you've done this. You talked shit about Kingsman when you finally took a stand and decided you didn't like a movie, and then that went to bite you in the asshole as
I'm gonna
well.
be honest, I don't think I've ever even seen Hudson Hawk. It's just from what I know about rumors. So we now have to watch it. Regardless,
Great.
We gotta go.
Yeah, but this also worked out for Anthony.
Yeah, it's kind of in the 80s vein of Bruce Willis.
Because the same thing just happened with Anthony in the next guy who's you're gonna read, right?
Yes, we'll get to that.
I'm looking at notes, people.
He's looking at notes.
See, I know what everyone's gonna say.
The point of this is Mr. Throwback Thursday now gets to get bonus content. He gets access to an exclusive RSS feed where the shows come out early. Instant reactions come out only there. Anthony, you did a Raiders of the Lost Ark little review. That went up this week. He watched it for the first time. We talked about this last week. Mr. Throwback Thursday also gets Discord benefits. Our monthly Geek Discord hangout just for our Patreon supporters is this week. It's tomorrow as the day this show posts, Thursday, April 21st, 8 p.m.
I'll try not to fall asleep.
I will try to stay awake.
Try not to schedule something else.
I will try to remind you guys on the Wednesday before.
I'll try to not do anything else.
Try not to do anything else
at that time. Yeah,
I'll try to get everyone there. It should be a lot of fun.
Intentionally miss it again.
Maybe Jamie Robinson will be there. And I mentioned he's at the You Pick It tier, which is $10 a month. You can pick and choose and force us to watch any movie you want. And I have some other movies, some selections coming in from our listeners. Ron S. Hans sent in a new pick. He says, with the news about Bruce Willis and the fact that Anthony has not seen this great 80s movie, let's do The Last Boy Scout as my next movie pick.
It's 90s.
Shit.
I was going to say it's 91. but it's okay. I'll watch it. It's a movie that a lot of people talk about, and you guys have hyped up a lot. So.
Great movie. He says
Tony Scott.
Yes,
right?
Tony Scott, Bruce Willis, Damon Wayans. It's a very good movie. I'm excited to watch that one, so we'll put that on the docket. He says thanks for the great content as always. And then Jose Gonzalez, who signed up just recently, he would like to do Wheels on Meals from 1984, starring Jackie Chan. Figured I'd keep it going 80s for Anthony.
That is on HBO Max.
Oh, it is. I've never heard of this movie.
Or Paramount. I can't remember
is
either
it about
one.
a food truck? What is this about?
I don't know what it's about. I just watched the same fight scene over and over at the end. It's like him and this guy fighting in a mansion, and it's pretty brutal. It's a great fight scene.
Can't wait.
We got some good movies coming up. Also, shout out to Roberto Rivera, I think, who bumped his support back up this week as well. So sign up, jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Look at what all these cool people are doing. You want to do it too. Let's get to our review this week. It is episode 3 of Moon Knight on Disney Plus. Here are your spoilers.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
This episode titled The Friendly Type. This one directed by Mohammed Diab, who's also like one of the creators, I think. He's the lead guy. Anthony, catch us up. What happens in episode 3 of Moon Knight?
Episode 3. So episode 2, they ended up in Cairo, right?
Yes.
And in this episode, Mark Spector is kind of leading the way, and he is on a quest to find Amit's tomb before Harrow does. But Harrow has a scarab, so Mark Spector's got to find alternate means to do it, and he gets pretty desperate. So Khonshu decides to call on the gods to basically put Harrow in jail. That kind of goes sideways. So Spector's got to find another way, and he teams up with Layla again. They go on a kind of an Indiana Jones-esque mission to find another way to to Amit's tomb before Harrow. And Khonshu does some things that gets him in trouble. And by the end of this, might not be seeing much Khonshu anymore, at least for at least for one episode.
Yeah. Or Mark with powers. What does that mean? This was an interesting episode, right? It seemed to divide a lot of people. A lot happened, but it also kind of felt like a spinning of the wheels a little bit because the plot doesn't really advance anymore. They've just taken one major thing out of the equation, which is Khonshu. The story didn't really go further from where it was at the beginning. He's still digging for the tomb. They're still looking for the tomb. They still didn't find the tomb by the end. But a lot happened, so I'm conflicted. I dug a lot of the looks of Cairo. And, you talked last episode, Anthony, how Mohammed Diab wanted to make it more of an authentic Egyptian experience, and I think you see that in a lot of little touches, a lot of little details I'll get into. But Cairo looked fucking great. It looked real. I can't believe that was all a fucking set.
Yeah.
What'd you think overall of the episode 3?
I still like the show. I would say it's episode 3 doesn't have as much forward momentum as episodes 1 and 2. There is a little bit of the spinning of the wheels, and they went on a little side quest to find Amit's tomb.
Yeah.
But the episode does have Mark in the lead now, and I like the dichotomy of Mark in the lead, but then he's still battling Steven, and we kind of are seeing now the third personality creep in because there are scenes where neither of them know what the hell's going on.
He murdered a bunch of people, and that was not Steven or Mark doing that.
Correct. So you got that. You got the gods now playing a role, and them not meddling in human affairs, similar to the Eternals, almost like spot on.
Yeah.
So you have that. The only thing I was like is, man, the gods are stupid because Harrow's just clearly lying to them.
Yeah.
How are the gods not able to see that this asshole's digging in the sand?
Yeah, whenever they say gods, I expect them to be omniscient or be able to know what's going on, but they seem to be clueless. Yeah.
So that's why, Ruggs, what do you think? This whole thing is goofy to me. He fucking spun the entire night sky backwards 2,000 years. Everybody saw this.
Yeah.
And he didn't spin it back. It caused an
eclipse, and it didn't, there wasn't tsunamis everywhere and fucking eruptions and shit.
Is any of this actually happening?
I don't know. Maybe it's not really happening, and that's the whole joke. But so there's some wacky shit that happens that kind of like the same thing in the Eternals, where the fucking giant god is coming out of the earth, but it doesn't mess with the tectonic plates.
It didn't rip the planet apart at all.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything at all. Yeah. So it's like a lot of this stuff where Marvel does this stuff and then like it has no bearing on anything. And the reality of the show kind of drops a little bit. But with that said, this is not a plot progression episode. This is a character episode.
Okay. I'll
this is what this show is.
Yeah.
You get Layla and Mark Spector to have their moment.
Yeah.
You get, some Moon Knight action. You get a little bit of like, them realizing that Steven is a important piece of the puzzle. Mm-hmm. He has value.
Yeah, that was great.
And you start to see, that there is that third character. You get to see the gods and that whole setup. You get to see the character of Cairo come into play. So there's a lot of character development in the episode. If you're not into that and you want the plot to keep moving, I could see that it kind of seems like it's not really doing much.
There was action too. There was fight scenes. There was There was a huge Moon Knight scene.
Yeah,
that was great.
So, I mean, if you want the story to progress forward, that's not really happening that much, but you're getting a lot of basically character building, world building, all that stuff. You learn a lot
about all the characters in this episode, don't you?
It was a big a lot of exposition. So
absolutely.
Some people don't like that. Yeah. I don't mind it if it answers some questions and starts some new ones. We kind of know that the gods do punish people by, putting them into statues and locking them and like trapping them in there. Yeah. And that's probably what they're looking for. They're probably looking for Amit's idol to unlock. And so if we know that we can resurrect Amit, you could definitely resurrect Khonshu or free Khonshu.
Well, yeah, Khonshu even says at the end of the episode, he says, "Tell Mark to save me,
to free me." Yeah. Because he knows. So. Look, and Khonshu's been a dick this whole time, but in his defense, he made like a huge sacrifice at the end to help them.
Yeah.
Well, there's also the idea that the gods were rejected by the humanity.
Or did the gods abandon humanity?
Well, I saw something online. I think I saw it online where it was basically going at one point in history when Egypt was a very powerful group of people or whatever you want to call it, there was just the Egyptian gods. And now the Egyptian gods, with the modernization of different religions and stuff, even now, no one really, there's not a ton of people that are worshiping Egyptian gods anymore.
Right, like Greek gods.
So that's what, So they're kind of playing off that where everyone's forgotten about the Egyptian gods.
Okay, but they're still around.
Because there's Christ, there's Hinduism, Islam, all these different religions that have kind of taken prominence.
And you got Asgardian, they're gods, right? You got the Eternals, right. They're kind of gods.
Marvel keeps demystifying this god thing, and they do it in the comics, so it's nothing different. But all of these gods are just basically alien beings that are from different dimensions or something like that.
That's gotta be, yeah.
For some reason, they're obsessed with Earth. I don't know why, but I guess maybe that's maybe every planet that has life on it has their own version of these entities that kind of come in from different dimensions and fuck with shit because it's fun to do, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. I would like to point out, I wrote this down, that again, Oscar Isaac, I think, is really doing a good job. He's still playing Stephen Grant, but he's more Mark Spector this.
Yeah.
But you also get a little bit of Khonshu I love when he's
possessed. When he's possessed
and he's yelling as Khonshu, but his eyes are flickering around. He's like, you can tell
he's not in control.
You can tell that he's still a little bit Mark in there. He's like, what the fuck is going on? He can't control the way he's acting. That he's just yelling as he's looking around. Yeah. So it's really well done. And the scene where he's Mark and he's in the desert and he goes, okay, I'll let Steven come out. And they just he does a bit and his face just changes and he's like, cheers, thank you.
Yeah,
and he's like Steven Grant again.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh, that's great.
Flawless. He could, and the fact that Mark and Steven can do it so quickly, but you see it in the face structure, in the facial expression. He's killing it, and
I think he's doing a really good job. Doing a really good job. I like the character Layla a little bit more now that I kind of get a little bit, and they're teasing a little mystery with her dad and what Mark might have been involved in her death.
So in the beginning, you see her getting this fake passport, and props to them for showing an actual Photoshop document. She's working in legit Photoshop. Like she's got her actions open and shit. If you're
Night mode.
If you're a graphic, yeah, it's in dark. Hey, my Photoshop is in dark mode. That's the only way to Photoshop. You don't put that shit on light mode. So I appreciated that, but we learn Layla's returning to Egypt after 10 years. Her name pisses people off. Her father was an archaeologist. That I don't know if that was her mother or an aunt, but she seemed to be a family
She's like
member.
Robin Hood. She steals things back from rich people.
So there's also that aspect. She's into antiquities, and she mentions there's a Madripoor mention, and we know Sharon Carter is the power broker who also deals in antiquities. Is she involved? I don't know, but I do. I love Layla's. I love when Harrow says to her, "I know, why you left," and Mark knows things he's not telling you, and you think about that line where they mention that he killed a bunch of archaeologists in the other episode. And in the comics, Marlene, who is his wife, her father is killed by the Bushman character. And Layla is kind of like Marlene. So did fucking Mark kill her father? Holy shit.
Is Mark the Bushman? Is that the fourth personality?
Maybe. Also, he should stop using so many reflective items if he doesn't want to be disturbed while he's fighting. Because any chance fucking Steven gets, he'll get in there.
One nitpick I had, though, and this is a common superhero trope that Marvel and DC have been doing in live action for a while, is their characters have basically bulletproof clothing. Right?
Uh-huh.
So they're able to take bullets all the time. But punches and stabs, those hurt.
That'll knock him out.
That doesn't make any sense.
You mean like how Moon Knight's cape was bulletproof?
Yeah, but then they're stabbing him through the body with a giant blunt object. There's no way that giant blunt object is moving faster than a small bullet.
Okay, so a couple of things. How did the suit look?
And you see that all the time. You not only see that, you see that all the time. Batman all the time gets.
They got Dune armor. That's why.
Yeah.
Batman gets shot with things, but punches hurt him.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Iron Man takes bullets all the time, but then when he fights Captain America, punches hurt. You see it all the time. Where Thor takes bullets, punches hurt. Like no one's punching that hard.
That's a good point. It's a fair point.
So that was just a little nitpick. Is that he can get stabbed, but the stabbings hurt. It seems like he's struggling, but the bullets don't hurt at all.
He has some crazy healing factor. I mean, he was impaled by several poles going right through him, right? And then they just disappeared. They popped off. It was very strange.
He knocked them off and then beat up.
And then closed up around him or something. It doesn't make. I do love when he gave Steven the suit and he's like, everybody, let's chill out.
Chill the F out.
They used that line before. That's what Peter Quill says at Endgame. They're reusing lines. Everyone chill the F out. And then he gets speared and he's like, take the body, Mark. Right away. But one part that looked hinky, we know the cape is CGI, possibly the whole suit. When the guy was pulling on the cape while they're fighting, that didn't really look good. You could tell he's pulling on nothing. There was no weight to it. But I like the way he looked. Let's talk about that dude, Anton Mogart, we meet, who is the person.
R.I.P.
Yes, Layla took him to. He is played by actor
Gaspard Ulliel, I think.
Gaspard Ulliel, who tragically died earlier this year in a skiing accident. Oh. And the last we see of him is he's riding off on his horse. He gets hit by one of Moon Knight's things. I don't think he's dead. But I
thought he was dead.
No, we didn't see.
He's supposed to be a character, though, isn't he?
Yes, in the comics, he is Midnight Man, a guy who steals at midnight. But think about it. You didn't see a body. You saw him slump over this horse, ride into a cloud of dust. I don't think he's dead.
Well, he is.
I mean, he's dead in real life, unfortunately.
But he probably
could have filmed more episodes.
He filmed those stuff, yeah.
He was only 37. It's really tragic. Didn't even get to see the show come out. So, and they dedicated the episode to him. So that was nice. But
another nitpick. I still overall I like the episode. Another nitpick though is why the hell is Harrow at?
No, he just shows up out of nowhere at Anton Mogart's.
Yeah. Why did he? How does he know to be?
That's what I thought. I was like, this motherfucker just showed out of nowhere with his staff and destroyed the sarcophagus and left. But also, wouldn't he want the information in the sarcophagus? He's looking for the same thing.
What's the point of the scarab then if it doesn't actually show you where it is?
I was just going to say he doesn't need the information in the sarcophagus because he's got the scarab and they're digging.
Down. Yeah.
They're digging in the spot where it is.
Yeah.
They don't even need to be there.
Yeah, he knows where to fucking get to the tomb. Why are you fucking around with this so they can't find you? It doesn't make any sense. But it does.
I mean, the only gymnastics I could do is he's got people digging. He knew the sarcophagus was another route for Moon Knight to find it, so he had to get over there. But
they have the coordinates, and everybody saw the fucking sky spin backwards.
Yeah, there might be some ramifications of that.
And possibly Mark does not have his powers anymore. He doesn't have Khonshu. Khonshu gives him his powers.
He doesn't.
So they gotta get. So the next episode, they gotta get Khonshu out. I guess. Is any of this actually happening?
You keep saying
I don't
that.
think any of this. It's some of it. Something's goofy. The whole gods thing meeting. Like there's only 5 of the 9. And I think one of them is the Wakandan god Best. I think there's a little Black Panther Easter egg. But like,
if they went that route where none of this is happening,
that seemed a little weird.
That'd be tough. It'd be tough. You'd have to pull off a Fight Club level reveal where it was like, oh, that's cool. That's very hard.
Maybe not. Maybe not. None of it. Maybe some of it is happening different. I don't know. It just seems something seems off.
It's all happening in a video game.
All
and different users are
it's a simulation. Elon Musk was right.
Are starting the game.
Let him buy Twitter. What's the worst that could happen? Come on, he's got money. It's fine. Anyways, so the Egyptian touches I loved was just how
of course you did.
The city look. The music is great. Did you enjoy the music, Anthony? There was some good fucking Egyptian dance music.
It's
electronic music.
It's of the region they're in for sure.
Here's the stuff I loved. On the boat ride, you heard the ululations. You guys know ululation?
No, I don't know what that's. What, excuse you?
Yeah, that is the name for when the Arab women go la, 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 like it's like a tribal chanty something.
Yeah,
that's very authentic. That's like a real thing,
okay.
Right? And then that horse sport he was playing with a spear, I believe, is like an ancient Arab horse sport called tent pegging. This is what I found out.
Whoa.
It's not what you think it is.
This isn't what you were playing as a child?
That's not what you think it is. This is not my hobby, tent pegging. Oh, I'm joining a tent pegging group later.
I knew you like strap-ons.
That's what we were doing in the forest. No, it's like some...
Yeah, what you do on your own time, Imran, is not what you need to tell us.
It's a cavalry sport of ancient origin, and they use the spear to like hook targets or something, but...
How come you don't know this? Aren't you Arab?
Yeah, I'm not Arab. I'm Pakistani. It's a whole fucking different thing, you racist motherfucker. Oh, it's a whole separate region. We're like, I'm more Aryan than anything. Like, Aryan is Indo-European, Iranian, and subcontinent India. Like, Arab is a whole different gene line there. Get the fuck out of here.
I just wanted to trigger you.
Anyways, they're tent pegging, and it's very wholesome. But
I like a good wholesome.
Well, I know that Mohammed Diab was. I saw an article where he was going. A lot of these films and stuff that have been in the Middle East and Egypt, they throw a very yellow wash over everything.
Yeah.
And he said he wanted to avoid that because it just it doesn't make. It's not very flattering to the people from that region.
I've never been there. I've been to Saudi Arabia, and it looked legit. That's all I'm saying. It's very similar. That it had that feel.
Why did you go to Saudi Arabia?
Oh, it was for the pilgrimage.
Mecca.
Yeah,
right.
Went to Mecca. But it wasn't at the time. Like, you can do it on the prescribed time when millions of people fucking show up there to do it. Or you can just do it any time of the year also.
How old were you when you did that?
This was like 1998, 99. So I was adultish. Yeah, me and my mom went. We both went. It was wild. It was crazy. I enjoyed it, actually. It's really fascinating.
Wow.
Yeah, that place is nuts. But they do that. They do the ululations. Also, you notice how all the bad people are wearing this kind of shade of burgundy? I find that interesting.
Yeah, it's like a clay. It's like a clay color.
Yeah, it's like a brown, red. Like Arthur Harrow's wearing that color shirt. That kid who sacrifices himself to Amit, he has a red colored scarf. A lot of the clan, the cult members are wearing red. So. And he does say there's chaos in you, red being the color of chaos magic. I don't know. I don't know if there's a connection.
Do you like Layla?
I do like Layla. She's attractive. I like that.
From Bahrain?
Bahrain. Layla's badass. She's a badass character. She finds him right away. Oh, and she has that awesome fucking half crescent necklace that she kills the dude with. That was badass. She could take care of herself.
It was a very having watched the movie pretty recently, I had a lot of Raiders vibes.
Absolutely. There's a lot of Indiana Jones in this, which I kind of like.
Yeah. Anytime that you're in any kind of a desert, looking at relics and shit, it's gonna invoke that movie because that took up so much of that real estate for such a long time. It's like synonymous with anything, treasure, Egypt, any of that stuff, and it's all there.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing the Raiders thing where they have to find something.
Yeah.
They're similar to Raiders where you have to find something before the Nazis get it. Here you have to find it before Harrow gets it. But then the twist on it is the lead has multiple personalities.
Yeah, it's cool.
I like it. I dig it. This third episode wasn't my favorite of the three, but I'm not off the bandwagon. I think it's still going to be pretty good. And I still think, unlike the last, we'll see how the last couple episodes play out.
We're halfway done.
But I feel like there's not a ton to wrap up. Like, I think they're in a spot where they can wrap it up in 3 episodes, and I think we'd get a satisfying ending.
I think they're in a spot where they can pull the rug out from under us and fucking do some crazy shit now. Because you're right, there's not a ton to wrap up. That's why I'm like, this is, I don't know. I feel something's off.
The only thing is, okay, who's the third personality? What's the deal with Layla's dad? And can they stop Harrow?
Get him getting to the tomb, which he's digging. Right. He should be at the fucking tomb.
But that can all be resolved in 3 episodes.
I mean, and there's more like God dealings. Like you notice Hathor's avatar alludes that her and Khonshu were like kind of a thing back in the day. And I love when he's like Khonshu and Hathor, the girl that talks to him.
I thought you said half Thor.
Half Thor.
Half of Thor in Khonshu.
Frog Thor.
Whoa.
Cool. Thor. Which half? Bottom half?
Yeah.
Which half would you choose? I don't know. And then, I love when he's like, I remember that night. I remember every night. That's great. Also, you notice in the credits are changing every episode. The moon is in a different phase. It becomes larger and larger, and some of the skylines are changing. Sometimes it's Egypt, sometimes it's London. They're subtly changing things in the episode.
Is there a post-credit every episode?
I don't think there's any post-credit scenes.
Yeah, I don't think there's been one.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You've watched to the end every time?
I have not, but I don't think. Let me see right here.
No one's talked about it.
No, we would know. I would fucking know.
Marvel's TV shows have usually been post-credit scenes, 5th episode or 6th.
Oh, that's true. They did that with Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I want to mention is something the internet people found a connection to Kang in this.
Yeah, Kang was Egyptian.
So
his first iteration, right?
Yes, the ancient.
When he went back to, he was Ramen Tut. He went back to ancient Egypt to rule.
He become a pharaoh and kind of got stuck there. And so the kid who falls off the cliff on the back of his jacket is the symbol of Ramen Tut.
Oh.
I don't know what that means.
You got a little personality to him, Mark, because he just slaps that kid.
I know, he didn't want to punch him. He's holding back.
Exactly. He doesn't want to kill that guy.
Here's a little another weird thing I noticed. That one scene after that whole fight and when Mark and Layla are in the car and they're driving and she's asking him about what did he mean about my father, his accent is different than Mark's accent. It's like a thicker New York accent.
You notice that?
I think she was talking to the third, possibly Jake Lockley personality at that point.
My favorite, besides Oscar switching personalities, is when he wakes up in the cab.
Oh, yeah.
And he starts speaking Arabic, and the guy's like, you speak Arabic now. And he sees the guys coming out that he was just chasing. He's like, wait a minute. Stop. He's like trying to chase them, and the cab's like, where's my money?
He's like, where's my money?
I just love the way they're editing it with his eyes rolling back and then jump. You feel just as confused as he is.
It is jarring, and now we're experiencing it from Mark's point of view instead of Steven, which is also very interesting. And that's right then. He grabs them, he gets knocked out, and the next thing you know, he's got a knife in one of the guys, and they're somewhere else. And neither Steven, I was like, oh, this was not Steven or Mark.
Yeah,
somebody took over.
I like the way they've been editing these throughout the show so far,
and putting you in each of their shoes. You feel as disoriented.
It reminds me of when in No Way Home, when the way they edited the spider sense, where you felt like, oh shit, something's wrong. I like when you can feel like you're in their shoes when they have powers like that.
You get the hairs on your hand rise also.
Right.
The spider sense, you feel it. Now, sometimes it's just a frequency, of sound that you're like, oh, that's
when it's
unnerving.
done well.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some
The
thought
editing
put
is
into
good.
it.
My other favorite line is when they're spinning the sky back and it's Mr. Knight instead of Mark, right? Instead of Moon Knight. And he just goes, "This is surprisingly painful." And I'm just laughing. He's so funny. It's fucking Stephen Grant. He's hilarious.
Well, the line earlier when Mark's like, "Do you have any good any ideas?" And Khonshu goes, "I have a bad one."
That's
and it's
good.
them calling the meeting.
Yeah.
With the gods.
Moving the moon.
Yeah. No, that was the one where they moving the moon.
He moved the moon to get their fucking attention.
Right.
But like nobody noticed that either. Why is nobody? There's got to be.
They noticed it.
They
People
noticed the sky,
it.
so there's got to be some kind of
There's a
ramifications.
cutscene where they show people looking at the sky like,
everybody,
what the
whole
fuck is
world
going
saw
on?
this.
Yeah.
And did it spin back? Or everybody's star charts are off now?
No, it spins back.
Oh.
I am the authority on how the
stars
sky
work?
looks when you spin it back 2,000 years and then spin it forward.
Astrologist, are we?
I feel like that was such an unnecessary thing to do.
Kind of, yeah. It was a roundabout
imagine
way to
just-
figure out that map.
Imagine just Khonshu just projected an image and that was what the sky looked like.
But you know
don't
what?
have to
It's a
spin-
fucking beautiful sequence. Like it is, it's beautiful to look at, and it's. I love the colors and the shots
They were like,
great.
you know how this went. They're going, third episode, we got to get Khonshu out of here so Mark can just be without the powers.
Yeah.
So how do we get him out of here? Well, Khonshu's going to help Mark. How do we have him help and get out of here? He's going to spin the sky. Oh, okay. All right.
This is like writing out Doctor Strange for like 2/3 of the movie. They do this a lot.
I feel like, they have an arc of what big moments they want, and they're going like, okay, now we have to fill that in. How is he going to do that?
See, it's interesting because the show, it's different than the other shows, but it's still Marvel formula, isn't it? It's still the Marvel method.
It's just regular story.
I think
storytelling.
That's
Yeah.
true. Also, that's true.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the Marvel. I wouldn't say Marvel method. It's just superhero storytelling.
Yeah, it's Marvel's heavily entrenched in this kind of Hollywood tropey stuff. So it just seems like it's Marvel, but it's just like really any like by the numbers movie.
You give the lead a little glimmer of hope, but you also have his back against the wall because now he doesn't have powers.
Right. You got to have that one. No, got to have him go through that journey.
Right.
Still love the fucking show. I'm still digging it.
Is he a hero without the suit?
Yeah.
That's they always ask that question in every comic book movie.
But this one, it's like, which one of them is the hero? Which one of the personalities is
we're
the hero?
seeing that both of them are like
Yeah.
Steven is essential. Mark is not he's not a ruthless mercenary. And then we're going to obviously find out about this third personality.
So another reason for the creation of the Stephen Grant personality for the knowledge that they needed.
Yeah.
So there's another there. So now,
Well, this personality, the clues that we have, right, is that he drinks, he's hyper violent,
Yeah.
he likes to make dates with women, and stuff like that. So he's definitely like he's doing kind of primal stuff.
buys goldfish.
Yes, well, he does that to cover his ass.
Right. I feel like he doesn't want the other two to know he's even there, which is very interesting.
Right. So he's probably like an evil character.
He might be like the worst of
Maybe.
them.
That might be a twist that they go with. That's actually a good point. They might be a twist where his third personality
Takes over.
is somewhat the villain.
Oh shit! Oh, I like that.
And in cahoots with Harrow.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
Khonshu.
Yeah.
Or Harrow.
Or Khonshu. Yeah, but you that'd be an interesting twist. Is
Holy
his third
shit.
personality is the villain or part of being a villain?
So Harrow's playing it off like he just learned that Mark has multiple personalities, but he knew just from observing.
Yeah,
him.
he knew.
Yeah.
He's been observing. He even mentions to the gods, this
Right.
guy's unwell.
He's insane. I've heard him talk to himself.
Yeah.
This is the guy you want? This is your king? Where were the other gods? What the fuck would they do?
I like that the gods ask him, "Can we talk to Mark?" And they ask him if he's what he's saying is true, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm unwell."
Yeah.
But this guy's still crazy.
Yeah. Gets away with it.
Yeah.
So good.
Just that was. I was like, the gods are so fucking naive. Harrow
Yeah.
just walks in there, clearly digging a hole in the middle of the desert, looking for Amit
Right.
with her staff, and he's like, "No, I'm not doing it." And they're like, "Guess
Oh,
he's not doing it,
okay,
guys.
he said he's not
telling the
doing it."
truth.
Yeah. No,
Must be telling the truth."
he's got
It's like
them. Yeah.
It's like when you have a convicted criminal on the stand and he puts on glasses. He's like, "Oh, he must be wearing glasses. He must be really innocent."
It's one of those things where I feel like they did this meeting with the gods, and unless you watch a Screen Crush video or something like that,
Yeah.
you're not going to get much out of it.
Yeah.
Of like who these gods are or what they're about.
No one knows the names.
Yeah, it's like or anything.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of weird that's what Marvel expects us to do now. Which is like you're gonna Wikipedia everything after the show, and so we're not gonna take time to like.
Yeah, that's a lot of their strategy now. Is they throw things and they just expect that you're gonna look it up on your phone or watch a video on it.
It doesn't make the best narrative though.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Their names were Horus, Isis, Tefnut, Osiris, and Hathor.
Those are real gods.
Is Horus.
They're all real gods.
I didn't really get a good feel for other than the fact that they have abandoned humanity. I didn't get a really good feel, like Rugg said, of who they are, what they're about, what their powers are. So what are they doing now?
They're just chilling out. They're like, fuck everybody.
Yeah, they're just chilling out.
The Aeneid is a real thing from Egyptian mythology.
Yes,
so these are all real, which is fascinating. It also reminded me of like how many times I get caught in fucking YouTube rabbit holes because of videos about the pyramids in Egypt, which fucking fascinate me. Like, there's so many crazy things still about those pyramids that people are like, how the fuck did they do this? And it's just so interesting. And it's a crazy structure. Like, what does it look like on the inside?
In this show, it's hollow on the inside because there's this big fucking room in there.
Yeah, that's weird that there's a big room just materializes. That's not what the actual pyramids are like, obviously.
Well, isn't the pyramids? No, I think the pyramids have chambers.
But they're real small, and they got tiny little
but they're buried
tunnels
underneath the ground, right?
Some are down, and some are like right in the middle of it. But there's small chambers going down and up. There's like the Great Vault Room, and then there's like a side burial room. But they're not, I don't think they're that big and lavish, obviously, because they're old. But they all line up with like the stars perfectly. Like, how did they fucking pull this off? I don't know. I'll watch more YouTube videos until I figure it out, which is never. All right, good stuff. Can't wait to see what the back half of this show does.
Is this the people they got to watch?
They got 4.
4, okay. I was going to say, have they seen this?
I think something crazy happens in 4, and then crazier shit happens in 5.
We definitely should be expecting something bigger in 4. If that's the force, if that's what the writers and directors of the show decided to show to the.
This is 6 episodes.
It's 6 episodes. They just released.
So we're halfway in.
I know we're halfway already. Just like that, we're halfway done with the fucking show. Great. All right, let's do some news from the nation. Find out what the listeners thought. It's time for news from the nation. It's time for news from the nation.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
That's all the shit I'm gonna get. You no more shit.
They can't all be, they can't all be slappers.
That's true. It depends on what you ate earlier today. Let's find out from some of our Facebook group members. William Salgado commenting on this episode. Fuck this episode. Weak as fuck.
Fuck that show. But he spelled week like the week days of the week.
Yeah, so maybe it's a double meaning.
Maybe
it's double meaning. Sean Hadley also kind of agrees. Not much happened. We're still pretty much in the same place as we were at the beginning of the episode.
That's true.
But Jesse Rodriguez says really enjoyed it, but not as much as episode 2. Isaac continues to act his ass off, switching from personality to personality with clean separation. Impressed. It is very impressive. Joe St. John liked it. He said, while people are saying not much happened, I thought it was a solid episode for character development. Interesting dynamic developing between Mark and Steven. Steven getting stabbed and immediately asking Mark to take over cracked me up. I will give it that what we got in exchange for the plot moving forward, the character development was quite rich. Yes, I get it now. First, I was like, I don't know. Lisa Morrison also agrees. She said she really enjoyed the character development. She liked seeing Mark experience that same feeling of disorientation that we saw Steven go through in the first episode, and the slow realization that there's a third personality that took over the body. And Chris Marin also thought loads happened, especially the introduction of the third personality. This will be the personality that killed both the jackals, the person you see staring at the camera at the end of episode 1. Oh, that's interesting. I thought Mark Spector killed those jackals, but maybe it was the crazy Jake Lockley. And then Justin Zwerner has another fun pop culture question, guys. Ready? Would you rather? It's a would you rather. Would you rather have a lightsaber or have the Force? I'm going to start with Rug Boy since he knows Star Wars more.
Okay, now this is the question I have to ask all the Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
Can I still get laid if I use the Force?
Why, well, why not? It's the Force. You could do whatever you want.
If I use it, and because I think all the Jedi are not supposed to be celibate.
Are they?
I'm not doing that. Now, if I'm a Sith, am I using the Force still? Yes, I am, yeah. So I would probably use the Force only if I was a Sith. But if I couldn't be a Sith, I would definitely have a lightsaber.
We need answers. If this is canon, are the Sith celibate and the Jedis are...
No,
the Sith are not celibate.
Get laid. They don't follow the rules.
Jedis are celibate, so the Sith would not be celibate. That does.
So I'd be a Sith and get laid with the Force.
That does put a wrinkle in it. Look.
Yeah.
Anthony, I don't know. You know what the lightsaber is. You know what the Force is.
Yeah.
You've seen how they work.
Come on.
Would you rather? What would you have?
Come on. I haven't been living under a rock.
No, you haven't. We've schooled you well on the Star Wars. Yes.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Javanese. Well, I thought this was a very simple answer. It's the Force. But the fact that Rug Boy threw in that you'd have to be celibate if you have to have the Force completely changes the game. If that's the case, it's lightsaber. Because, yeah, I'm not keeping this thing in my pants all my life.
You know what? That is a really good point because most of the people in the group said,
but you can be evil. You can be a Sith and not follow the rules.
You know,
so, but I don't want to be. I mean, I as fun as it is to be bad, I don't really want to be a Sith.
Listen, the question is,
I have a good heart at the end of the day.
The question is not, would you rather be a Jedi or a Sith? Is would you have the Force? You can use the Force however you want. Doesn't mean you're a Jedi.
Okay, if that's the case, then I'll definitely. I mean, then it's a no contest. There's nothing better about a lightsaber than over the Force.
Yeah, everybody said the Force.
It's pretty much a weak question if that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of lightsabers are cool, but the Force is way better.
Justin Zwerner. Instead of thinking about how often you're going to type "All Hail Imran," King Imran, come up with a better question, buddy. Come on.
No, never stop typing "All Hail King Imran." My favorite is John Bellotti just commented Star Trek.
What?
Just
a troll.
Trolls come in all forms and sizes and ages.
Proper trolling, Bellotti. Well done. Okay, great question. You serve us up another one in the Facebook group.
Questionable question at best.
Okay, it's a okay question.
Just because he likes you doesn't mean
I love Justin Zwerner.
You could still be objective.
Okay, come up with a better question, Justin. Sorry, I didn't mean that.
Look at this. Now he's turned on you.
Are you not entertained? I've turned on my followers. Yeah. Crucify him. Crucify. Crucify. This is just like that musical. Okay, let's just slide into what are we watching, Anthony?
Jesus and the Technicolor Dreamcoat?
No, Jesus Christ Superstar.
Wow.
It's a much better musical. That one's good too.
I remember seeing Jesus and Technicolor Dreamcoat as a kid.
Joseph, not Jesus.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Different.
Jesus' father,
I got my bearded white guys confused.
Yeah.
Come on, it's Easter. You got to get the apostles right.
Were they white? They were in the Middle East.
They were not. They were
brown.
They were Sephardic. They look like the extras in Moon Knight. That's what they look like. Just deal with it. Yeah. That's
Jesus
what these people look like. Yes.
What am I watching?
Yeah, 80s. Any more 80s?
I watched yesterday. I'll do a quick review on it maybe sometime this week. Watched Escape from New York.
Nice.
Yeah, first time I've ever seen Escape from New York.
Kurt Russell with a mullet.
I've seen no, he doesn't have a mullet.
Oh, he doesn't have a mullet.
He just has long hair.
Okay.
For some reason, I had seen Escape from L.A. in the theater. And had never seen Escape from New York. So I've watched them in reverse order.
Probably confused.
And I always liked Escape from L.A. for some reason too. But yeah, watch Escape from New York. I can tell you right now, it will make the list.
Oh shit!
It will make. If you guys debate me on it, we can. But I think it'll make the list for the 16 to 20 movies in the tournament.
All right,
that should be that should be an easy one.
Yeah, that's a good one, and it's surprisingly. I mean, it's definitely of its time. I think it's 80, 81. It's, there is a lot of stuff that doesn't hold up, but for the most part, the premise is right there. It's like all the 80s movies I've liked. Very simple premise that just works. Yeah. Guys, Manhattan's a prison. President's stuck. You're sending in Kurt Russell to come and get him. That's it.
Look, that's all you need. You don't got to overcomplicate things. Look, people, they overcomplicate things today too much.
That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. And you got people coming out of the sewers like
there's no MacGuffin?
Dawn of the
besides
Dead.
the president being there, that's the only.
The MacGuffin is that cassette tape.
Oh yeah,
but we see what happens there. Yeah, it's very. I was entertained.
Nice.
I liked it.
Nice.
I'm glad. It doesn't never fail. Those old
It's
classics.
less. I'll just say this: it's less actiony than I thought it would be, given the premise, and more thriller, kind of horror vibe.
Yeah. Well, it's
Carpenter.
Yeah, so
Well,
that's
John
what it's
Carpenter,
a low budget, but it's
B-movie,
done
for
well.
sure.
Yeah.
And for the new listener, this is just a tease of our upcoming 80s action movie tournament episode that will happen on this feed and
The
on
Kumite.
and on Patreon. So you want to sign up where there'll be a Patreon aspect to it, and then we will find out what the best fucking 80s action movie is.
And
Bracket
the second 80s movie in a row that I've seen, this and Raiders, where just some big white guy gets into a fight with the lead, and they're just fighting.
Yeah.
Like this big white guy with no shirt.
Yeah.
Just comes in. The scene in this one is in New York when they're fighting with the baseball bats.
You gotta have that. And you gotta have that.
You just gotta have like a big white guy that comes out of nowhere.
Just a bruiser. He's gonna fuck
He's
you
a
up.
big bruiser to get fucked up.
Yeah. And then he dies a violent death.
Yeah, and
Comedically.
nails on a bat on the back of the head.
It's definitely a trope of its time.
Yeah.
Right on. I gotta catch up on that one again too. Ruggs, what are you watching?
What am I watching? Well, the first thing I watched was House of Gucci.
Oh, with the Jared Leto in a fat suit.
Yeah,
Fuck that guy.
Ridley Scott.
You know how I feel about those fat suits.
Jared Leto was in not really a fat suit, but like a bald, ugly suit.
Yes.
He wasn't really obese or anything.
He was
just
balding and double chin kind of thing.
Like he had a gut.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it was the worst acting I've ever seen out of Jared Leto. It was over the top bad. Like it was like a caricature of a real person. It wasn't even close. It was like something that you'd see like in Living Color or like fucking Mad
bad.
TV.
Yikes. Well, how's the movie overall? This is Ridley Scott.
I heard it was not good.
It was an okay film if you want to know about Gucci,
Sure.
I guess.
Yeah.
Historically, and it's shot in Milan and Italy, and so it's got all of that kind of nice stuff there. And Lady Gaga, basically the reason why people didn't like it is because everyone's doing a horrible Italian accent.
Okay.
It's like everyone sounds like they're doing, "It's me, Mario. Oh, come over in the house."
No.
So they sound like that, and it's like. And,
that's right. Adam Driver, Al Pacino, Jeremy Irons, Selma Hayek.
Everybody,
fucking cast.
everybody's doing it. But it was like I was in because even though some of the performances were laughable, I was kind of like, oh, this dynasty of Gucci, like what happens and how does it all fall apart, and how did this one woman be the linchpin to kind of like not only destroy this family, but actually fucking hire a hitman.
Jesus.
To kill her husband.
Wow.
So I was like, I thought it's real life. So even if like the shit isn't 100% true, like I think the crux of the story has to somewhat be true. So I found that interesting. Whenever it's not like based on a Hollywood script and it's based on a true story, and it just has a little bit more unpredictability or interest, because they don't really do the Hollywood stuff where they
you can't
everything
write
is-
shit like what happens in real life. It's crazy.
It just has a little bit more of a interesting feel to me. Like, I just love that type of shit. So was it a good movie? No, but I was happy that I watched it, and now I could laugh about Jared Leto. It's not a great movie, but competently filmed and all that other
So
stuff.
I want to watch this that We Crash show about WeWork, and Jared Leto is in that with Anne Hathaway, but he's doing like a Russian accent in that one. I don't know if I can I don't know if I can sit through that.
It's just like you got to be good at the accents. You got to like be like sell it enough where I can like Oscar Isaac's British accent is like, you could tell that he's doing an accent, but it's not that bad.
It's passable.
I'm sure British people don't like it at all.
Yeah, I don't think they do, but it's not bad. It's It works for the character.
It's not bad as an American over here. It's not bad. It really does sound authentic to me.
Well,
funny.
to our ears, it sounds like whatever.
He sounds funny
fine.
like those people over there. It's fine.
Yeah.
We sound funny to them. It's fine. It's all relative. So, all right, I'm going to skip the House of Gucci because the biopic aspect, I love that. Like you said, true story. I want to find out what happened. It's a
No
crazy
shot
story.
on watching House of Gucci.
But I think I'll pass, even though it's Ridley fucking Scott, but it's...
Yeah, but Ridley Scott doesn't make
No, it's now
hits
Ridley
all the
Scott.
time.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Okay.
You can skip it.
Okay.
I also watched the second season of Netflix Ultraman.
Whoa, animated?
Oh.
Yeah, the animated series.
How is that?
I couldn't tell what the fuck was going on,
That's not
but
good.
the fight scenes were cool. That's all you need to know.
Is that a good
basically. The fight scenes are always badass. As soon as they fucking suit up as Ultraman and do some shit, it's always a fun time. But everything else that leads up to it, I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of aliens and there's a lot of Ultramans, and a lot of aliens are acting weird.
There's a lot of 3D. It's like 3D cel-shaded animation in this.
Yeah. It's done well. The action sequences are actually really cool.
There's I watched this teaser for the Shin Ultraman. They're doing a Shin Ultraman. There was a quick...
Oh, they made it. Is he shooting lasers out of his back? What's going on?
I don't know. He's really big. Like the quick teaser, there's like a really quick teaser and you see him grow like really big.
No, there's a full trailer out now.
That looks kind of good.
It looks okay. It looks like it was made in like 2011, but
they're trying to keep the Shin franchise alive. I might check that one.
It looks like about 10 or 20, 15 years behind.
Anthony, did you see any Shin Ultraman footage?
Yeah, I saw it. I mean, I was never the biggest Ultraman guy, so for me, I saw it and it went in one eye and out the other. Yeah, not really. Never was an Ultraman fan, and yeah, I mean, Japan's CGI work, they just don't have the money.
They don't.
It looks fine. Like, it doesn't look terrible. It looks 10, 15 years old.
There's something about the suit though that I like. I don't know what it is about the Ultraman, the design of the suit.
Yeah,
it's something that's just
it's
like
classic.
It's very classic,
classic.
timeless look, and it works.
When you're a kid and you see that, it's awesome.
Okay. All right. What else? Anything else?
I watched a lot of Coachella.
So you could stream all that on their
course.
website or something?
Jesus
I don't know
Christ.
if you know this,
I
but
did not
they when Coachella comes out, they broadcast it on YouTube
Oh,
live.
just like
100%.
Lollapalooza.
and then they there's 3 different channels for 3 different stages.
Yep. Jeez, Imran, you don't know that you can do that?
no, I should have probably watched. I can still watch
Yeah,
the
I
stream.
usually watch it every year, like some of it
Really?
anyway. Yeah. I like music.
Mm-hmm.
So
Favorite performances this year? Any standouts?
well, let me tell you what I hated the most.
Okay, great. That's a great place to start.
Because usually if I see a hip hop act within 10 seconds, I'm out because it just sounds like a cacophony. It doesn't sound like there are some EDM people that put up a show,
Yeah.
and at least like I could hear the melody and kind of get into the groove, but some of these hip hop ones were just not very good. Giveon was pretty good.
Giveon's an up and coming R&B artist. Yeah, people like him a lot.
Yeah,
I saw him at
he has
Lala.
he has a very nice voice.
He does.
He's got a nice voice.
But I'm going to tell you about the thing that I hated the most. And it's sad because it's rock and roll related. And there's this, I guess you want to call it DJ group?
Yeah, they're DJ. I know where you're going with this.
They're called Emo Night.
Okay.
And I guess, I don't know why they did this. They put them on Coachella stage, but it's basically like, you know when you go to a bar and it's like Emo Night and they're playing emo records?
Yeah.
That's what they did so it's basically 2 DJs just playing I'm like, all right, they're going to fucking, there's like a band that I like called Girl Talk.
Yeah. Oh, I've heard of them, I think. Yeah.
That like they mash together all of these different genres into one thing. And so you'll have like hip hop and also a rock riff will come in. It'll go in and out of all these different songs that you know, but it'll create something new. I'm literally waiting for them to like, okay, this is going to happen. It's going to be like Girl Talk. And all of a sudden it's like, no, they're just playing the whole song. They're just literally playing their
they
iTunes
just
playlist.
go up there and play records. They just
yeah,
play
they're like
music.
lip syncing to songs that they're not singing. Like they're playing like fucking,
Are we
all
supposed
these
to-
fucking emo bands and just like letting the songs play.
Are we supposed to think that they're actually singing this? I don't understand the point of this act.
Oh no, it was embarrassing. I was like, wow,
Have you
this
seen them,
is bad.
Anthony? What is your take on that?
I have not. I didn't know that they existed, and I Googled them, and apparently Twitter really loved them.
Yeah,
Twitter
not
was
me.
like, "This is great." I was like, basically, like they were like, "This is a throwback." Blah blah blah. We love it. They were wearing T-shirts that basically said, "We aren't supposed to be here." So
they were right.
they were surprised. I would say maybe to be there.
So is
I
it
just-
what they play that's like special?
They even said we're just pressing play. Everybody knows
Oh,
it.
Jesus.
They even said
Wow.
it.
Okay, all right.
So they,
okay.
but it was just weird. But I just found that that's the level that we've sunk to at this point, where we're not even asking people to actually even do anything to the music. You just play it.
Yeah,
off
you,
your
play,
iPhone.
you
iPhone.
press
People's
play.
music.
You press play properly and it didn't break.
Just not even. Yeah, I mean that's another level where you're not even mixing the music together to make
No.
your
Like,
own. You make
there
your own
was
mix.
this-
It's just other music.
There was an EDM performance by Madion, I think his
yeah.
name.
Yep.
And that fucking blew my socks off. I was like,
Wow.
whoa, this is fucking, because it had synth pop in there.
He's
and
very
like,
different.
yeah, but he also had like this R&B voice. He had other people come in and
Oh.
sing. And he had like this really great stage thing where most of the time when you see an EDM performer, I can't say I've seen a lot of them, so you can correct me if I'm
Go
wrong.
ahead.
But most of the time they're sitting behind something. And then this guy had it set up so you could see his silhouette. And so when he danced, his silhouette would be, and it would get you amped up because you could actually see his whole body moving and not just like the top half of him, like waving his
Well,
hand
the
in the
silhouette
air.
was like enlarged in the background.
Yeah, and he's actually like playing the drum pads and he's like going at it with the music. And it felt like there was more of a performance aspect to it, but just the music too was just really, really theatrical, and I liked it. Billie Eilish did a pretty decent show.
Okay.
I think.
Wow,
Yeah.
man, you watched a lot.
Yeah, I
You
did.
watched all of
I watched.
Coachella.
I forgot what her name was. Ria Famayua or something like that.
That one I
was
don't know.
I can't. People, I'm butchering this girl's name, but she came out in jorts.
Jorts are back.
Yeah, jorts.
Jorts are back, huh?
And it was, that was a kind of cringy performance, but like, it was like a train wreck. I could not watch it, but I watched it. I can't remember what her name was. Let me look it up because I butchered her name. I got it completely wrong, but give me 1 second because I need to correct this.
Did you watch it?
Would you go out to Coachella?
It's out in the desert. I would do that. It sounds
Out
like
by
fun.
Palm Springs.
I would go. It looks like fun.
So just for are you aware of Coachella while he looks this up?
yeah,
Like
no,
what it means?
Rina Sawayama.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
that was
for Imran and anyone that's over 45 that doesn't understand what Coachella is. Coachella is basically they do 2 weekends. They do
Okay.
one weekend 1 and weekend 2. Same artists for both weekends. It is considered probably one of the more famous, if not the most famous, festival in the U.S. right now.
yeah.
It kind of kicks off festival season. There's another one called Ultra, but that's more EDM, and it's become known as the celebrity Instagram you go there to be seen type festival. Like if you get to go to, it always sells out. The first weekend always sells out. The second weekend's more chill. The first weekend is when all the celebrities go because it's the first weekend. But if you get select, like it's always kind of considered an honor to be at Coachella, and if you're there as a guest, it's one of those things where you're like, I'm at Coachella, and you post about it, sort of thing. So it's a very
It's a big
statusy type
status thing,
festival.
yeah. And then they've been,
and it's in the middle of the desert, and it's a really nice location. It's in Indio, California.
when it started in 99, they've been going since 99. Huh, wow.
Oh, and another thing I want to tell you from what I've seen is hairy armpits are back.
Oh,
That was
is that a thing?
In the crowd, on the stage, everywhere.
I
So
see.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
start braiding that shit.
I went to Coachella one time.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 20. I think
It was
went
before the pandemic, I believe.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
went.
No, I remember you told us about
2018
that.
or 19.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forget what year. Might have been 19. And at that point, I didn't see a ton of hairy armpits. I went the first weekend. I did see a lot of people dressed up in outfits that were very nice to look at. That's for sure.
Yeah. Less is more.
Yeah, less was more. It gets very hot there, but then very chilly at night.
Right.
It's the desert.
It is the desert.
No, and there's probably lots of fun drugs being passed around.
Yeah, I used to be. I mean, I was known for that too. The headliners this year were Harry Styles, Billie Eilish, and then Swedish House Mafia on the weekend.
I see Danny Elfman was there, and I heard he did
Danny
some
Elfman
stuff,
was
some
there, yeah.
Boingo Boingo
Right.
stuff, and he did the Halloween song
Yeah.
from that movie. That's great. If there was somebody I really wanted to see, But it sounds like it's really hard to get tickets.
It's hard to get
Brockhampton.
I will go.
People were talking about Brockhampton. I don't know what that is. What is Brockhampton?
What is Brockhampton?
I think this was his last performance.
What is it, a DJ?
No, I don't know exactly what I would define him. I didn't know that he had the song that I've known for a while, but it's an American. Wikipedia says it's an American hip hop group.
Oh, okay.
Run the Jewels was there too. Cool.
Yeah, I caught that a little bit. That was good. I saw a little bit of Megan Thee Stallion, and I was like, all right, I've seen enough.
What about the Doja Cat?
I did not see Doja.
Because wasn't Kanye or
He was supposed to be here.
Supposed to be here.
He was supposed to be the third
headliner
day, and he dropped out.
Yeah, I didn't watch because I was bouncing back and forth. Like I would watch like 5 minutes of this one and bounce the other one and go, oh, they suck. I'm not watching that. And then I'll go back. I'll go back to the other one, or I would be like, fuck it. I'm gonna skip an hour, and then the next day, what I did when they had the rebroadcast, you could go back.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. Yeah.
So let's say even if they're in the middle of the thing, you can go, let me go back and see who just played.
They're playing it again. Okay.
So you can go back. So you can't go forward in time. So let's say that they're playing, and you're halfway through the festival, they're replaying it. You have to sit there and wait for the rest of it to unfold, but you could always go back and see what's happened. And and that's how I was kind of catching up on a lot of things.
Ooh, I'm going to check out the stream next year from the comfort of my home.
It's still up now.
I can watch it now. Yeah, that was the big concert. All right, well, concert season has begun. You going to any this year, Anthony?
Funny you ask. I think I might be going to Vegas for this concert called Lovers and Friends, and it's a one-day festival, although they're doing 2 days, but the same lineup both days. But the whole concept is it's all throwback hip-hop and R&B artists.
This looks great. You got Lauryn Hill, Usher, Ludacris, TLC, fucking Ja Rule, Neo. Holy shit. Akon, Brandy, Monica, Timbaland, T-Pain. Oh, my God.
I'll throw some names that you might know. Lil' Kim, Brandy, Eve, Mace, Genuine, Keith Sweat.
Jodeci. Oh, my God. I got Jodeci back together.
Locks.
Get the Twista. He's from Chicago.
Yes. So yeah, it's a throwback.
Oh, this is a
late
great
90s,
idea.
early 2000s hip hop R&B concert.
That's fun. I like Too Short. Fucking Too Short's gonna be there. Juvenile. Oh, this is a great lineup. This will be a fun show. Oh my God.
Drew Hill. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Oh my God, this is like watching TV shows on the UPN back in the 90s.
I have to make I have to bring up one more thing before I go. There was a showcase in Coachella called something about 88. I don't remember what the name of the thing was. 88 Rising.
Yeah.
So it was I guess all Asian groups or American Asian groups.
What that is.
So they had it was one after another. There was a lot of rapping going on. I didn't realize rapping was it was deep. They were deep in rappers. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
definitely worth checking it out.
We can do more than just kung fu and egg rolls, baby.
Yeah,
we got some rap.
Yeah, they're rapping and they're saying the N-word too.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. There was a couple of N-words dropped.
We do a lot.
Maybe I misheard it, but maybe
okay.
Maybe I misheard it. But yeah, I definitely heard that.
That's not something we do. What are you talking about?
I thought I was setting you up because I was listening to one guy and I was like, did he just drop the N-word?
Yeah, then he did it again.
Yeah, and then I think he did it more than once.
Maybe that word means something in that language.
In what language?
Maybe I misheard it.
Were they rapping in English?
It was English.
Okay.
Some of it wasn't, but some of it was. Yeah.
Hip hop.
There's a lot of Korean rappers.
Yeah,
and
Japanese rappers. I love hip hop in other languages. It's always very interesting.
I always wonder when people rap in other languages, how they flow the words together.
Yes.
How that makes sense.
Oh, I've thought about that too. How it rhymes, but also it's actually making sentences.
If it's making sense, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming it does, but
that's crazy.
Sure,
But then if you translate in English, it's clearly not going to flow.
Well, it's not going to rhyme in English, right? Just if you translated the English rhymes, you can't. It's not going to. It's not going to rhyme phonetically. So I've always thought about that too. It's fucking fascinating.
It is.
Okay, let me just shout out.
One more comment on rapping.
Yeah,
I know that I have to imagine any tonal language, especially like Mandarin Chinese, where you're rapping in a tonal language.
Yeah,
that's got to be very difficult.
Oh, or is there's a lot of shush sounds?
Well, one word can, if you say it in just the slightly different
right.
tone.
It's a whole different thing. You got to be precise.
Right.
Oh,
Like
yeah, with the woo and
Ma,
the woo. Yeah.
Like it's all just a slight intonation changes the meaning of the word.
The whole fucking thing.
Right.
Mandarin's hard.
Mandarin is
I heard, did you see Simu Liu was giving Ethan Hawke shit for his Mandarin in that episode? I think he was like,
Really?
it wasn't
Was he?
that, yeah, apparently it wasn't that good. He was like, they need to work on their Mandarin. So 88 Rising is an Asian American music collective.
Oh.
That's what it is. Interesting.
I thought it was like a record label showcase, but yeah.
Head in the Clouds is the name of the festival. Okay, I will mention, I binged a fucking incredible show this past week. It's on Hulu. It's called The Dropout. Has anybody heard about this?
Oh, what's that about?
Are you guys familiar with the Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos scandal?
Oh, yeah. She was this lady who started this bullshit company about blood, something with your blood.
Yep. So you have in this Amanda Seyfried brilliantly playing Elizabeth Holmes. And basically the story is this girl, she's like 19, 18, drops out of Stanford and invents this device where you take a drop of blood and it could run like hundreds of tests, right? Like all the tests. And she builds this company, Theranos, to a $9 billion company. Walgreens had put their devices in the store in a market. Turns out none of the shit ever worked. She had no product. The test results were inaccurate. They were using other machines because that machine she was working on never fucking worked. She had no scientific background. She was just good at raising capital and lying to people. But by the end, this woman is a fucking psychopath. Like I think she doesn't realize what she did was wrong or harmful to people at all. And you also have Naveen Andrews in this. Remember Saeed from Lost Drugs?
Right.
He's great in this. He looks like a really different. And Kurtwood Smith, William H. Macy, Marilyn Rajskub. You got
yeah, that's a big story.
Rory
I'd like to
Metcalf.
check it out.
Holy shit, it's 9 episodes and it is so well done. Like you watch the first episode, it sucks you in and you're like, this fucking story
I might throw that on.
is fucking crazy and it's really good. Similar to like your Winning Time that I'm still enjoying. But The Dropout. Anthony, have you ever heard of Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos and the scandal?
I don't know what that is. Elizabeth Holmes, the actress? Was she an actress?
No, she was
No, she's just this woman with dead eyes.
Yes.
That and red lips, and she just kind of like became this like
the youngest,
almost like a celebrity,
Yes.
like because of this invention that she made.
What'd
that
she invent?
was all bullshit.
Oh, nothing.
No,
It was like supposedly like you it's a test your blood and tells you what's wrong with you.
I just went over it. Anthony went to the bathroom, so I'm going to repeat myself.
No.
Is what she claimed to invent was a device that could take 1 drop of blood and run like 100 blood tests, and you could do this in the comfort of your home. This company was worth $9 billion. Here's the kicker. There was no fucking working product. The thing never fucking worked at all. She was lying to everybody.
She got a ton of funding.
Yes, she just sold it. I mean, she had George Shultz, Henry Kissinger on the board of this company, General Mattis. Like, she fooled a lot of people. She worshipped Steve Jobs. She started wearing black turtlenecks and acting like him and just became this delusional psychopath of a woman. She's currently free, living it up with her new boyfriend, waiting for sentencing, which she's probably going to get. She's looking at 20 years, but it's good. She's going to serve 10 years and maybe 5 in a cushy jail. Like, she's going to get away with this. But the show is amazing. The show is so good.
Speaking of jail, there was a clip Joe Rogan had on this guy Bobby Green on his podcast.
Yeah.
And I saw a clip online where he had Bobby Green's dad on, who's in jail. And if you look it up, like the politics of jail, it was pretty intense.
Oh,
it was like talking about how, all the races hang out and how they become enemies with each other and how if you talk to another race, they put a hit on you. I would recommend looking up that clip. It's probably from last week.
Bobby Green, Joe Rogan, jail is all sorts of fucked up. I mean, the system is not.
Yeah, it was an insight and a peek into what it really is like in jail.
John Oliver just did a piece about false confessions and how cops get false confessions, and it's actually not illegal for them to lie about evidence to force you to trick you
Oh yeah,
into making a confession.
All the those shows that you Forensic Files and all that stuff.
Yeah,
like the blood spatter work.
Yeah,
those are all proven to be debunked. Like that evidence is not good at all.
Yeah, none of it holds up. They always get exonerated.
I'm saying the prosecutors use that evidence and it's not actually legit evidence.
No, the amount of innocent people that serve like decades in jail because of this, the way the system is kind of crazy.
I threw a link in our
I saw that
chat. Yeah,
Bobby Green,
it's interesting
Joe Rogan.
To watch.
All right, we'll check that out.
15 minutes.
Yeah, the lesson is don't get caught. Whatever you do,
don't go to jail.
Don't go to jail. Whatever you got to do.
Well, even she spends 5 years in jail. It'll be rough on her.
Yes, but she deserves to be locked away. Elizabeth Holmes. She's fucking psychopath.
Who was I? Katie Holmes. That's who I was.
Katie Holmes is not. She almost got messed up by Tom Cruise and Diana. Is she still a Scientologist? No, she got out of it.
She the one who gave birth to Tom Cruise's spawn.
Yes, she is Tom Cruise's mom, baby daddy, baby mommy.
She's baby mom.
I wonder what that. Where's that kid? I wonder what he's doing.
Shiloh? I don't know.
Oh, was it a daughter?
The name Suri.
Oh, it was Suri. That's right. Suri.
Yeah.
Shiloh is somebody else's kid.
Derives from the Persian word red rose and the Hebrew word princess.
How old is Suri Cruz? Do we know?
Well, this was on 2006, so she's 16 years old now.
Okay.
Today's her birthday, actually, April 18th, 2006.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, Suri.
Happy birthday, Suri Cruz.
Yes.
We did this special show just for you. I'm going to tag her in this when this goes up. She's on social media. All right.
Let's take a look. Does look like her mom or dad? It looks like her mommy.
What's
a little bit.
Now I'm looking up Suri. Suri Cruz?
Yeah.
I just want to see what who
Does she realize
like the mom?
Who her father is my question.
Right?
There's a little Tom Cruise-y in there in the eyes, yeah.
Facial structure, though, like the mom. Much more of an oval, heart-shaped face.
Yeah, I can see like a little Cruise nose there. Yeah.
This is not creepy at all. Wishing her a happy 16th birthday on the podcast.
As we stare at pictures of her.
As we
and I'm not looking at it in a sexual way. I'm just looking at it curious. Like, what is the child of two stars look like?
Maybe she does.
Regardless of male, female.
She looks a lot like Katie Holmes. I wonder if she'll get into the acting. We'll see. Or Scientology will snap her up. I don't know. They'll get you. All right. That's enough bullshit for this week, everybody. Thanks for sticking to the end, Ruggs. Where can the listener find you online?
You can find me tent pegging.
And there'll be tent pegging
on Twitter. I'll be open for business, people.
Listen, it's tent pegging season, so get your spears and your horses ready.
Really Rug Boy on Twitter.
For all that, those links, other links, everything we talked about, check out our website, jockandnerd.com. That's where you can always go to find what you need, how to get in touch, how to support the show. Make sure you share, tweet, text, TikTok, fucking Instagram the show. Put it out there. Share it. Let's grow this empire of stupidity. Thank you for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He is the Jock.
He's the Nerd.
We'll beep you next time.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
Jockey Nerd.
You're still here? You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go. Go. Go home. It's over. Get out of here. Go home. All right? Leave. Leave. I'm calling the cops. Get out of here. Get out. The ending of Ferris Bueller wasn't that long a thing, but go. Get the fuck out. He didn't say that either, but that's me ad-libbing. Okay? Just go.